Hurry up. Chelsea plays in 1 minute.
Big up every single one of you. Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show. I'm accompanied by the panel of real... Well, hold on. Real...
What is your go-to Mackie D's order?
Nugget.
Real Chicken Nugget Chris, as well as Oliver Twist and Scotty Page. Here I am, the host of it all, the glue, Marshall DBDX. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. I'm kind of delirious right now. But big up to every single one of you. Smash up those like buttons. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And check out the links in the description below. Plenty of content there for you guys to check out. Once again, I'm going to repeat at the beginning of the hour. I'm going to say it again at the end of the hour. This is the... we're doing this show, and then the channel will kind of be on a little bit of a break until the week after, because I'm going on vacation. You need to recharge the batteries, people. You understand. But yeah, there's plenty of content for you guys to enjoy. A 6-hour stream from 2 days ago, the award show from yesterday, and then this one as well, and probably like a prepared show that I'm going to release later in the week or something like that, just to keep the algorithm going. But you guys can also keep the algorithm going by hitting the buttons, like you guys already know what to do. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How are you guys doing? How do we feel about after we slept on those awards? Everything feel justified now?
Yeah.
Excited for the season to start, people?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said it backstage, I just wanted to start now. I just want to get into games.
Yeah. Is the Premier League the first league to start in Europe?
Nope.
Or...
The Championship. So the Scottish League have literally had their games this weekend.
League Two had their game.
League One had a game yesterday. It was Luton versus Wimbledon. Apparently, it was a shocking game of football. I know the Championship starts before the Premier League as well, typically.
Yeah, we got... So the first friendly game is happening this week, right? On the 8th?
Friday. Yeah.
Friday, yeah. And then after that, we got 2 friendlies. And then we have Palace on the 17th. So essentially, my friends, we have 2 weeks until the season starts. So 2 weeks until things ramp up. If you guys have been here before, longtime viewers of the channel, you know we're going to do a predictions for the league. We're going to save that for when the window ends. That's usually how we do it here, just so we can get like solid predictions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and just get the show started then. Let's start off with this first bit of news, and you know what? Usually I say I save the best for last, but this time around, I figured I saved the best for the first thing we're going to do, which, again, is Chris's favorite topic.
Great.
Let's go ahead and go over...
So Scott don't like them either.
Hey, it's tradition now on this channel. Exclusive, the Nike Total 90 Chelsea third kit. So, yeah, here we go. The Total 90 third kit. I'm going to be so honest with you. I was actually looking forward to this, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm feeling like it's a little blah. It's kind of really boring, to be honest. I'm a little disappointed with this one.
Do you know what the problem with it is? And this is like, I didn't think I'd say this when it comes to recent times. It could do with a sponsor, because without a sponsor, it just looks like a training top.
Yeah. I was thinking that too, actually.
I don't get why. I don't like the crest. Like, I like the old crest. I don't like that if that's in the center of the shirt. As well.
Especially since we're gonna have the Club World Cup thing. Like,
I was gonna say about that. Yeah, where is that gonna be?
Club World Cup on the top left.
Yeah. I mean, unless they move it, which I think would be so weird for have the one kit have it in a different position than all the other kits. But this one looks weird. I'll be real. Chris, what are your thoughts? The crowd is waiting. The chat is just itching to hear your opinion on this.
It's amazing. Now, like you said, it looks boring, but yeah,
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to this one.
I like the black, but like, yeah, it's just the blue outliner as well. I just don't like it. I get it. I know why they're doing it. It's the 90s. Like, yeah, I get it, but like, this is for next season, right?
Yeah, this is for this season.
What?
This is for this season coming up.
Oh, 2025. Yeah.
Yeah. This is our third kit.
Wait, this is our third kit.
Yeah.
I thought it was different. To this. Oh.
No, this is our third kit. The away kit is the one we use in the
I normally like to buy the black kits too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not always about.
I'll be getting the white one first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this one's a little.
Our away one is like amazing. I think.
My opinion might change once the players wear them and once it's like official. But yeah, I'm not a fan. You know what I like better than this one? I like the was it the third kit or was it the away kit? The one we had the Pochettino season with the grid.
The grid.
Oh, I know the one you're about.
That was the away kit, wasn't it?
That was. I think that was the third kit.
Yeah, the third kit with the grid shape.
It was the black and blue one.
Yeah, the black and blue one. The one that was the season Moise Caicedo got announced.
I'm trying to think of a game we played in that you remember, but I can't off the top of my head.
That was the season we had the plain blue kit with the gold badge, right?
And then there was the mint green kit.
The mint green kit was the away kit, or that was the third kit. The away kit was nice. The away kit was the one with the grid, which I didn't get a chance to grab. I'm really disappointed about that. I really wanted to get that kit. Yeah, I feel like that kit was a better version of this kit.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, you're talking about the away one under Pochettino, the one that looks like
that's
the Matrix sort of thing.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, that's like a better version of this thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's different. I don't agree in terms of, like, the design's different. Like I said, it's just at the moment without a what's it called, a sponsor. It just looks like a training top. Like, it legit just looks like a training top.
It looks like the top one of the coaches would wear on the touchline.
Yeah,
like literally. I mean, I think we're done talking about this. Since we're already on the topic of front of shirt, since you mentioned that, I figured I might as well transition over to the next topic, which is actually a front of shirt topic. I figured I'd put this first part, some financial stuff in there. Chelsea have sold the most amount of profit since the Liverpool versus Tottenham Champions League final in 2019. How much each club has sold since Tottenham's Champions League final? God damn. We've made a lot of money. Fucking A.
Wait, since when Poch come to the final, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys in chat can read it.
Half that money's from probably Chelsea, man.
Probably. But 966 million pounds for Chelsea. The second one is Man City with 607 million pounds. We have 300 million pounds more sold than second club. God damn.
Where's Man United?
This is since 2019, pretty much.
Oh god,
United suck at selling. Oh my god, dude. We've pretty much tripled the amount United have sold since 2019
Look lower than that. Look at Arsenal.
I mean, yeah, they say we spent 1.8 billion. We still gonna keep selling players because we buy a lot of youngsters.
Newcastle in the mud. Fucking A. 185 million sold in Newcastle. I mean,
they were worth nothing. They didn't have players worth a damn before the PIF takeover.
Do you guys remember how much they made out of St. Maximin?
30 million, roughly.
Oh wow, that was nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
Yeah.
I mean, we flip youngsters for that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I wonder how much we sell from our academy in general as well.
Probably a lot. That's probably what helps with that price, because it's pure profit and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, in terms of the front of shirt sponsor, Chelsea remain in talks with a host of potential front of shirt sponsors with the expectation that a lucrative deal will be signed in time for the successful company to have their logo on the club's shirts at some point during the forthcoming season. Chelsea is in talks with 3 companies over front of shirt sponsorship and has shortlisted them, but Chelsea is asking for over £60 million a year, hence the delay. The trio includes a company from the Middle East. I'm going to take a gander that might be Riyadh Air. We continue. Patty here saying that Chelsea had an offer from Bank of America for a furniture sponsor, but didn't meet the expectation. This was done a month ago. Look for the sponsorship more than 60 million. Looking for a sponsorship more than 60 million pounds. One big company from Saudi interested. Talks ongoing. And then this source, Lucas, usually the one that breaks out these news on furniture sponsorship or sponsorship news. Chelsea are trying to maximize their success at the Club World Cup by increasing their financial expectations to more than 60 million a year. This lengthens the process of selecting a new furniture sponsor, and 2, the club has selected 3 entities for further talks, one of which is from the Middle East. So I'll just say this in regards to this, because I've seen people kind of, on one hand, I see people out on Twitter kind of just calling out the ownership for like, oh, why isn't this done yet? And kind of, complaining and whining about it, which to an extent I understand. But on the other hand, too, I've seen people kind of use the Club World Cup to actually paper over a bunch of the cracks that are still there. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, yeah, in an ideal world, I would like a front of shirt sponsor done already. And I know, Scott, we talked about this in the last show. You mentioned that as well. But I also don't really care that much, because at the end of the day, like, if from the get-go we win our first 3 games, then that's probably going to matter to me more than the front of shirt sponsor. As far as the finances go, like, the club isn't paying me. I'm not making money off of the club's success and what they do in terms of sponsorship deals and how much money they're making. Like, at the end of the day, if the club is making money, which they are, then, if you want to take your time with the front of shirt sponsor, take your time. But I did also say, have it done way, way before December. Like, actually, not even that, November. If we're in November and there's still no front of shirt sponsor, then I'm raising like alarm bells. Like, what's going on? But yeah, I'm not super concerned about it. I'm more concerned over the results on the pitch and all that stuff, because at the end of the day, if the finances are fine, then what do I care if we need a front of shirt sponsor or not? It is leaving money on the table. I understand that, but I don't know. Chris, Oliver, do you guys have any thoughts on this whole front of shirt sponsor fiasco?
Oh, it's on mute.
Well, I'm not going crazy over it, obviously, because I mean, I'm not that, like, some people actually like the aesthetics of a front of shirt sponsor on the front of a kit. I'm personally not too bothered. It's just kind of the principle of it, and the fact that this looks like it's going to be the 3rd season in a row, I believe. Yeah, 3rd season in a row that we enter the season without a sponsor, and
yeah,
no other Premier League club's done that. So it's a bit of a bad look, you have to say. But if we can get more money out of it, and hopefully, with it being that we're the Club World Champions right now and we're back in the Champions League, that it can be a long-term sponsorship deal rather than what we've had with Infinite Athlete and Damac, where it's just like Infinite Athlete was a year and Damac was like 3 weeks. So you're hoping for something that's over multiple years this time and for a lot of money.
Do you feel like the look, right? Because you said it's kind of like a bad look to go a 3rd season now, right? Do you feel like that is in part to do with the fact that, like, for example, last season, it kind of, from the outside looking in, it kind of looked like, and to be fair, from the inside looking out too, it kind of looked like no one wanted to touch Chelsea and we couldn't get a sponsorship. Whereas this time around, the framing of it kind of looks more of along the lines of, we can get any sponsorship we want, we just want the right one. So it's like we're actually in a position of power to choose. Do you feel like that plays a part in it?
I wouldn't say that it's like, I wouldn't say that it's no one wanting to touch us. I think more so it was along the lines of companies felt like we were in a position that they could lowball us. But now, now we're trying to take that control back because we're in a very good position, reputation-wise, just having won this tournament and now being back in Europe's major competition.
I agree. I always think it was the same circumstance in both instances, but we were just in. Like, I think that the mindset was still the same in terms of you just wanted the most money possible, and like I said, in terms of when we weren't in Champions League and hadn't won the Club World Cup, it was like we might have wanted, 40 million, 50 million, but
Yeah.
the only interested parties were saying we'll give you 25, for example, right? I'm just plucking numbers out of thin air. So it wasn't that there weren't companies interested in sponsoring us, because I think that's ludicrous. As a Premier League team, forget our stature in the Premier League. As a Premier League team, full stop. Like, you'll have interest from being a Premier League team and being on TV multiple times across the season in the biggest, not necessarily the best, but the biggest league in the world.
Yeah.
Then you take into the fact we're one of the biggest teams in the biggest league, shown all around the world. Then you take into the fact of we're in the Champions League as well, which is also shown all around the world. So you'll have offers regardless of whether you're in the Champions League or not, because of the size of the club, but it might not have been to what we wanted, so that's why we ended up taking so long. Ultimately, I get getting your money 100%, and I've said that before. I want them to get the most money possible, but I don't want us to be in a position where, we're having to go through multiple parts of the season with no front of shirt sponsor again. You said no team in the Premier League has done this. I don't think any team in Europe's top 5 leagues have done this. I think last season there were 4 teams in total that went into the season with no front of shirt sponsor, and the only 2 that I can remember are us and Sevilla. And Sevilla got theirs sorted before we did, to my knowledge. Outside of that, I think Roma, I want to say, might have not had one for a while, potentially. Outside of that, I cannot remember. I think it was 3 or 4. I cannot remember if there was a 4th one, who it was. That's in Europe. That's Europe's top 5 leagues. You're talking about close to 100 teams, and we were one of 3 or 4 that didn't have a front of shirt sponsor for most of this, for basically the entire season.
Yeah, pretty much. It was until the last
6
month
weeks.
and a half.
Yeah, it was 6 weeks, I think. Was that 6 or 7 games? So that's what I just don't want. Like, if you take a little bit longer than the end of the season, that's calm, right? Like, if you don't get it in by the 3rd or 4th game of the season, cool. If we're coming back from the international break in September and we're going into October and we still haven't got one, I'm gonna be asking what's going on, because, like I said, it's not, and like has been reported, it's not like we've not got offers.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got a plethora of options and offers based on everything we've heard. We've heard about Qatar Air, we've heard about Riyadh Air, we've just heard about Bank of America, if that's true. Obviously the Jordan thing's dead. That's not ever going to happen. Well, at least it's not happening this anytime soon. That's 3 we've had, definitely. Potentially others as well, excuse me. So you can't tell me there's no offers. If they're offering you 55 or 50 and you want 60, at the end of the day, you might just have to take the 50 if you can't get the 60. It's that or go most of the season with no shirt sponsor. So that's what I don't want them to do.
Yeah, they were happy to take 50 last season, but they didn't find a deal that suited what they wanted. So
they wanted a 1-year deal, right?
I don't think they wanted a 1-year deal.
No, I think they just wanted
50.
Wanted. I think the 1-year deal only came, the 1-year thing only came about because of the whole, when it became apparent we couldn't get 50 because we weren't in the Champions League. They didn't want to tie themselves into something where it's when we make Champions League in their mind, you don't have to, you're not stuck basically. So we did what we did with Infinite Athlete, where it was a shirt sponsor for 1 year, and then it was either a training top sponsor or an arm sponsor, a sleeve sponsor. I think.
I think I went to the sleeve. Yeah.
I was thinking, obviously,
sleeve,
excluding Jordan, because we're probably not getting Jordan. What sponsor do you reckon sells Chelsea the most shirts? I know it's not about that. I reckon Samson. If you bring Samson back, I reckon a lot of Chelsea fans would
That'd
want
be
that.
elite, but they won't bring it back.
I can see just coming back home or something, they do some sort of advert for it, like they did for João Felix, I guess.
I don't think any of the sponsors mentioned would, Bank of America. Why would that sell any? That specifically wouldn't sell shirts. It's a bank,
No, for example, the 3 was
Sponsors
ugly,
America
man.
on
That shit probably devalue the fucking shirt. But yeah,
Which one,
like
Bam?
Maybe, but then there's also context to it. Like if you
the big three, Marshall, that shit was ugly.
No, I agree with that, but
that
then
too was
there's
horrible.
also context to different shirts. Like you can say the three's ugly, yeah, but if you ask me, would you like to go back and buy the 2020-21 UCL winning kit that had that ugly three on it?
When you win,
You
the
know what? It's got a bit of
Champions League,
sentimental value to it. You know?
No, yeah, when you win Champions League, I hear it, but like it's just.
I don't
Nah,
hear it. I still won't get that kit, man. That kit was disgusting. It was a great, like, it's great we won. I do associate that kit with winning the Champions League, but still, man, I can't be caught.
I think that was our best kit with the three on it. We had 3 home shirts with that logo on it, and I think that first one was
really
the best
liked the Dortmund one, if you remember.
The Dortmund one.
Yeah, the yellow one. That was the same season.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the season afterwards.
What? Oh, you know what? You're right. What was your away kit that season then?
The away.
I remember we had the Crystal
that was
Palace
it was baby blue. It was a baby blue kit.
Doesn't own right? You know the sponsorship doesn't. I think I swear I've read something like they want to do something. You remember when Paramount took over, like not took over, but had some like thing with the Italian team, and they had like this Paramount stuff like showing up in the stadium. Inter, yeah, and they did like a stadium. Doesn't the, like ownership want to do something like that?
Apparently that was a report that they want like an interactive thing.
Yeah, that was it. That's why the name
like I get, but like all that, I understand all that shit is just secondary, man. Like I get that's cool and it probably gets you some extra revenue, but like that shit is just so secondary to me.
I mean, that has to do with the stadium, right? If we get a new stadium, did I understand that correctly?
I don't necessarily think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you're talking specifically about Paramount, the Premier League blocked that, if you remember.
That's what,
they did.
I was gonna say, well, that stuff they can't do. Like they won't be able to do. So I don't really know what the plan is with that.
What's the?
Does anyone know when we're gonna have to re-sign TV rights for the Premier League? Because I'm sure that's gonna come soon.
I thought they're doing it. Oh, okay.
So still what gonna be like Paramount and all that shit? Because I remember it was like a conflict of interest, like NBC or whatever.
No idea.
I was thinking, who owns Clash of Clans, man? Like, let's hire them and have some like battle royale, like Clash of Clans around the stadium. They want like interactive, like people. They can do that Clash of Clans, like some kind of hog.
Listen, as fun as that would sound, but like I remember the fan base losing their shit over.
They will lose their shit over it. They will lose their shit over that if they did Clash of Clans.
Remember when we were? Well, I know it wasn't real, but remember we were rumored with the adult site, the front of shirt sponsor for an adult site. It wasn't OnlyFans. It was another one.
What, a football shirt?
Yeah. I forget what fucking. Let me see if I can look it up.
What in the top league?
Yes, front of shirt sponsor adult site.
Does anyone in the chat know?
I mean, the only controversial option I remember was Stake, because they're a gambling site.
Chelsea offered £40 million shirt sponsor. Nah, it wasn't Playboy. It was 2 years ago. What the fuck was it called?
No idea. I didn't hear it. Maybe this is playing in your mind.
The Express? That's not what it was called.
No.
What the hell was it called? Fuck.
Oh my god, no, I think I know what you're talking about. I can't remember who they were, but I remember this. It was like, I think it was like a gag from the adult site. It was just like a joke.
Here it
like
is.
They just tweeted out, "Oh, we'll sponsor you."
Offers £40 million to become Chelsea's new shirt sponsor.
Oh, you found an article?
Yeah, I'm reading the article real quick. Daily Mirror.
Oh my god.
My Club. That's what it was called. My.club.
And they said that who?
Yeah. Yeah, My Club. That was the name of the fucking the sponsorship. It was an adult website or whatever the fuck.
Oh my god, we were in hell.
It wasn't.
Oh, that's for us. They offered it us.
Yeah, it was a joke though.
I know, yeah.
People ran with it though. It wasn't Pornhub. Pornhub probably wouldn't be a bad sponsor, to be honest. Everyone would know it. Don't go anywhere. But yeah, obviously, I'm kind of, if it's Riyadh Air, I do, when I saw the mock-ups for that one, I like that one a lot. I'm curious what the other two companies are, but we have choices, which is good. So it's kind of one of those like, all right, well, if you have choices, just wrap up the little, nooks and crannies and let's get it over with, because season's going to start about 2 weeks, and I'm sure people want to have, shirts with sponsorship on it ready to go for when the beginning of the season.
We ain't getting one.
Is here, and so you can wear it to Stamford Bridge, and then Rory Jennings can judge you for it.
That fucking guy.
Right. Let's move on to the next topic. So I don't know how many people actually cared about this one, but I think there was a curiosity over this one, the strategy behind Dou Sarr. So Matt Law wrote a bit of an article here and kind of explaining why it happened the way it happened. From the outside looking in, it looked more so like, oh, you bought him, but then realized Maresca didn't want him, so you then sold him or loaned him back to Strasbourg. So it seems like a waste of money. However, there was logic behind it. So according to Matt Law, the logic behind signing Sarr for £12 million and loaning him back to Strasbourg. The first was that Sarr could spend a month at Club World Cup with Chelsea, training with the first team and getting used to the environment with a big club at a major tournament. And the second was because expectation is that the defender would be more expensive to sign permanently next summer. Even though Strasbourg and Chelsea have the same owners, Chelsea are still bound by Premier League fair market value rules on transfers made with the French club. So, I guess the Premier League have fair market value rules, which, if I were to guess what that means, probably means that there is an average price for certain players that fit a certain criteria. And if we had signed Dou Sarr next season, it would have cost us more than if we had just signed him now and loaned him for the summer.
It basically means that we couldn't blatantly underpay for him.
Yeah. Which, I was under the impression they could have. But it makes sense now. Like, if you're bound by rules to pay a certain amount after a certain age bracket or whatever for players, then okay, that makes sense now. And get him now at 12 than having to spend or put 30 or 35 mil on the books next season after a season on Strasbourg. So from a bookkeeping and numbers set point of view, it does make sense. The training with the first team and being in the environment for a club tournament and stuff, I guess that makes sense a little bit too, Chris. I mean, I don't know what you think about that and the strategy.
How old is this guy?
I think he just turned
He's
19.
Oh,
I'll look it up. while
I
you're
have no
talking
thoughts
about
on
it.
this star. Like, how many stars we signed?
This will be the
Only
second one.
two.
Is it second? I thought it was
Second
the third, to be honest. I thought maybe it's the third. See, I wasn't too sure. Is this second? I swear his name.
It's the
Didn't we
war
sign a star
between
like?
Sarr and Fofana, man.
Didn't we sign a star like a couple of months ago, or is this the same one?
No.
No,
this is this
and
one.
he is 19.
I swear we
No.
signed a star before. Maybe I saw
We
the future.
signed a few.
That was
Fofanas,
under
right?
Abramovich.
Yeah, I know we signed. No. I know we signed the one under Roman before, but like I thought.
Yeah, but I don't think we signed any under Bowley though. But this is
swear
like
we did, but
this is
I don't
like
know. Where does he
our
play? Where does he play?
Centre
He's
back.
a center back.
Oh,
He's
just
a-
like the other star. We signed.
he's actually our fourth French signing under the ownership, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Chris,
French
he
defender
played
signing.
against Tunis.
I was going to say,
Sorry?
yeah, he's off. He's
Like we won't see this kid. We'll probably flip him in a few years, like maybe.
I
almost
don't think he's
certainly.
going to be flipped.
12 million to maybe 20-something million. Good flipping.
I
Maybe he's a good
think
player.
there's-
Maybe he's a good player. I don't know.
I think there's like almost guarantee he gets flipped, I'll be honest.
Okay, I thought you maybe
Really?
say he's gonna be a
It's
good
just
player.
I'm going
We've
based
seen
off of
something.
what journalists are saying. It seems like the strategy with him is like one for the future, like Andre Santos type. Anselmino looks more like a flip than this guy. I'll be so real.
We signed him for less than we signed Anselmino for.
Okay, you might be right then. I don't know. It seems like with the way
I think
the
both of them.
journalists and the way the
I
PR
think both of them are flips. Like, do you know what the problem with our team is? Is I think outside with a lot of these young players, outside of a few like Santos, Esteval, Simmons, if we get him, Hato. Like outside of like 6, you could say. Most of them you could convince yourself would be flips, but also a decent amount of those you could convince that would be here for the future. Like, I think at this moment in time, it's so hard to tell because we haven't seen that many players go to the first team in terms of like, we've had Santos, Esteval probably will stay. That's it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in terms of these young guys that we bring in that don't immediately start, like I don't consider Gusto in this list. I don't consider like even Hato to an extent. Like, it's more the guys who go out on loan and then have a chance of coming in. Like, it's literally just Santos and like Esteban including that, just because he is really young, but the money we paid. But yeah, it's just hard to know because like he could be Chelsea's starting centre back in 3 years, or he could be flipped in 2. And I don't think anyone would be shocked about either outcome.
Yeah, I don't know that. I feel like this. I remember there was this notion about buying players to flip for profit last season, and it does. I don't know with recent sales, it doesn't seem like that was always the intention. Now, like Renato Vega was flipped for a profit. Well, he hasn't been done yet, but it's gonna be done. But that wasn't intentional. I don't think it was in their plans to actually buy him and then sell him for profit. João Pedro was definitely not done for that. Kellyman definitely looks like one that's going to be flipped for profit. That one, like, that one was a weird one. But like, I don't know. Because I hear both arguments for it. Because now I think about it, Angelo was definitely flipped for profit.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one too? That it wasn't Angelo. It was Angelo, but there was also Washington was just on loan so far, right?
You know, but
he's still here, isn't he?
I think he's still here.
I think he's on loan currently at Santos. I don't know how he's played.
Moreira, he's another one.
Yeah, Moreira.
Yeah.
The Santos one, not Santos. The Washington one, like apparently, I think they've got like an option or something. I think.
Even him, JC. I don't think that was meant to be a flip for profit, but it ended
I think
up
that was
being that.
I guess you can include Petrovic in the profit column.
Even the Petrovic one, like, I don't think he was meant to be flip for profit either. I just think Maresca just didn't like his attitude.
I do. I think he was always intended by Ben Roberts and whatnot to be at best a second choice goalkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Slonina. Then I guess Slonina's gonna be flip for profit.
100%. Like, he might say his third choice this season. To be fair.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of just thinking about it, and I'm like, is that notion still there? Like, are we still buying players for profit? Because even Fofana, like, Dr. Fofana, sorta. I think the intention was to have Fofana be part of the project, and it just never worked out. So now we're trying to get rid of him.
I don't think the plan was ever to have him as part of the project.
No, I don't think so.
We bought him for 8 million and never gave him any opportunities. And set him on dog shit.
We took Mark Hugh fresh from Barcelona's academy, and Fofana's way more polished.
Mark Guiu definitely feels like one that should be flipped for profit.
Well, he's now on loan at.
He almost certainly probably will be. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
We paid an 8 million release clause for him, didn't we?
6.
So I guess it's kind of balanced out,
5,
right? Like, it's just not the extreme version that people had in their minds about, like, oh, all the club care about is flipping for profit. Like, I feel like there is a balance. Like, I don't know. At least I feel that way. I don't know if you guys agree.
I kind of feel like we have signed a lot of players that people are just forgetting about. You've also got Leslie Ugochukwu, who's currently just in limbo right now. We don't know what's going on with him. Like, there's no loan, there's nothing.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, I think let's move on to the next topic, actually, because this goes into the expectations for next season. I do think that we're still yet to see a lot of the strategies play out for what to expect in the upcoming seasons. We'll go over to transfer plans after this, but let's actually talk about this and kind of go over what's been going on at Chelsea and what to expect coming into the next 2 weeks, pretty much, where our season is going to start very soon. Okay, so I have here from Nazar Cancella. On the multi-club model, Todd Bowley and Clear Lake Capital ownership are understood to prefer a small but mutually beneficial connection, similar to the one between Red Bull Leipzig and Red Bull Salzburg, rather than the bigger model like the 12-club City Football Group led by Man City. We'll probably touch on that, but that's definitely going to be something that's going to be worked on, I hope, this upcoming season with Porto and stuff. Not Porto, Sporting in conversations for being another addition to that Club World Cup, or not Club World Cup, multi-club model. We continue on here. Chelsea do not simply want to have returned to the Champions League. They want to compete. I'm sure a lot of people are happy to hear that news. Kieran Gill also reporting that a Stamford Bridge insider described Enzo Maresca as a master of rotation, adding he does not have a best 11 and nor does he desire one. He wants the best squad. He picks the team based on a tactical plan, the opposition training, and playing load, which I appreciate that. I like having tactical versatility. Levi Cole had a few comments to say after winning the Club World Cup. And he said, I have realized that when you win things, life doesn't change. My goal is to win as many things as possible. So I am not going to be hung up on this. I need to move on and plan for the next. So hopefully that's a mentality that spreads throughout the locker room. And these players also understand the standard at Chelsea. Speaking of David Fofana, it's official. He's back and being cleared by Chelsea's medical staff. Several clubs from France and Italy have already shown interest. Talks are underway and key days ahead to decide his future. I feel like this guy is going to become our next Bakayoko, where
I feel so bad for this guy, man.
Just loan after loan after loan after loan. Like he does feel like, is it Bakayoko or was it Batshuayi? Who had the most loans? I think it was Bakayoko who had the most loans.
Both of them had a lot of loans, to be fair.
Yeah.
If you want the most loans, you got to look at like Lucas Piazon or something.
Him as well.
Yeah, him. Yeah. This feels like a Batshuayi of this ownership's transfer business. We continue on. Esteval, also another one to expect this coming season. There's an expectation Esteval will be eased in initially, but that he would quickly become a starter if he impressed in training. There is optimism that Esteval will adapt quickly to English life, and he does not drink and is known for being a laid-back person. He will also have his family with him, which is great for him. Esteval is already in London. He will start training with Chelsea tomorrow. This was tomorrow, or later today if you're in the UK. Well, actually, no, it's not later today. It's still tomorrow in the UK. Full week, first contact with his new teammates, and he has his presentation. Can't wait to see what his initiation thing is. According to Team Fofana on Instagram, Wesley Fofana will train with the team tomorrow. So Wesley Fofana, also another player that is ready to go for training. I'm sure we'll talk about that. And Jarell Hatto has had a few things to say on his arrival here at Chelsea. Another player to look forward to seeing next season. I'm very excited. I'm so happy to be here. I thought a lot about my future and wanted to take the next step in my career. Chelsea is the best place for me to do that, so I'm very happy. For sure, it was a big decision. I played 7 years at Ajax, and for me, it was home. The people, the players, the coaches, the culture, so it was not easy to leave. But my feeling was that at this moment, I needed to make a step to the biggest club in the biggest competitions. And for me, this was the right decision at the right time. He also said, I was really thinking about my future, and this is what I wanted. I think I will be a good fit for the way Chelsea are playing. So I was sure about taking my next step to Chelsea. And to close things off, he says this was for me the right time to make a big step, to come to the Premier League, to come to Chelsea, and now I'm here. So a lot to discuss there, really. Anything that piqued anyone's interest amongst all those topics outside of what I said, maybe, Fofana being this ownership's version of Michy Batshuayi with all the loans he's getting?
Potentially. I mean, the fee paid for Fofana definitely was nowhere near, like, relatively speaking, because
I totally forgot about that.
It was like 20 million, 20 something million.
Yeah, no, I don't think we even paid that close for that.
No, but you got to think that back then in like what 20, that was 2016, wasn't it? That was a far more significant fee back then.
Yeah, that's a lot of money back then. I think like 20 million back then was probably around 50 now, 50 or 40 now.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say like Batshuayi now is probably like a 40 million pound player or something like that. Maybe.
And Batshuayi back then, back when we bought Batshuayi, he had a far greater reputation in the continent
he was actually decent back then.
He went from Marseille, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. I'll actually mention this on Esteval. So, upon seeing some of his interviews and his attitude towards football and all that stuff, like the kid, I do not want to ruin this kid. Like, this kid seems really down to earth, very, very Christian beliefs and God-fearing man and all that stuff. So he's really religious. Just doesn't drink, doesn't do any of that stuff. Yeah, it seemed like he's got a really good head on his shoulders, which is great to see. Listen, I don't want to like compare anything, but I don't really have a choice. Like, the reason I even bring it up, because I look at players like Lamine Yamal and what's been going on with him this past summer. The guy's just turned 18, and like all the controversy surrounding him and the parties he's doing and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying don't enjoy your life, but at the same time, when you're that young and you have that much fame, we've seen how that can affect players' mentalities going forward. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air to see Esteval, despite how good he was for Palmeiras and despite the hype around him, he's just keeping a calm head on his shoulders and, focusing on his career.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Yamal thing. I don't think that's all down to him. Like, I think that's the unfortunate case of being the kind of player he is at his age in this world with social media. Like, bro's chilling on holiday with his girlfriend and having daily, like, reports, like, not even reports, but just, like, news articles about it. It's like, who gives a fuck? And so I think, unfortunately, Esteval will get the same thing, especially if Chelsea do, really well and he does really well. Then I think, unfortunately, he's going to get the same sort of thing just because of the media coverage just in general, kind of around Chelsea and the Premier League as well. Like, it sucks. And it's not something that he should have to deal with, but it's just an unfortunate side effect of playing for the club he's playing at and being reportedly or what we expect the type of talent he is.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. It is part and due with the whole social media thing, but at the same time, like, I don't know if you heard the most recent one. Like, he had a party for his birthday.
Oh, the dwarf thing. Yeah, I heard the dwarf thing. That was weird.
That one is weird, but at the same time, like, the flashy jewelry and the photo shoot and all that stuff, it's like, this seems like, the type of stuff you're probably influenced by, people you've watched on TV and stuff, and now you're putting that, like, I don't know. I mean, at 18, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do, silly things and whatever. You're living your best life, sure, but I don't know. I kind of always prefer the more wholesome, humble. Like, I don't remember seeing things about that. Well, it was also a different time, like you said. I don't remember hearing things like that about, like, Messi or anything like that.
No, you didn't, but also I don't remember hearing stuff about, like, that sort of stuff when it came to Ronaldinho. It's only, like, way after the fact you hear about the stuff when it comes to, like, Maradona and whatnot. It's just, and I think that's because of, like, the nature of the social media stuff. Like, I do think there are times when Yamal, like, he doesn't help himself, like the party thing. But I also don't like. I think if that's even like 10 years ago, that's probably not being reported.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Neymar is like the best example. Like I feel like Neymar was the first one where like everyone just always focused on Neymar and his lifestyle. To be fair, Pogba was also in that category too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel like when you have that stuff come out about you, you already get this negative perception from a lot of people. And I feel like I'm falling for that trap with Lamine Yamal a little bit. I still believe he's a fantastic player, but I start to like, kind of have some concerns about like, damn, dude, this is your first summer as an adult, and you already have 2 controversies with the dating like a woman who's much older than
I don't
him.
think that's controversial. That's just people being weird.
Yeah, I guess so. In a
I don't
sense,
have an
can
issue
see
with
both
that.
ends. Yeah, it's just turned 18, a really grown ass adult woman. I don't know. That to me is a little odd.
Well, I think the difference here is, don't give the player the world straight away. And with the situation Barcelona are in, they had to do that. But clearly, by the report that we just read, we're not going to be doing that with Esteval. We're going to be easing him into this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. Like, and again, when you see how Esteval presents himself and speaks and all that stuff, it's like, dude, this guy's like really fucking wholesome guy. Like, he just, raised very, really, really humble, and I hope it's like the same energy I got from Caicedo, right? Like Caicedo,
We've got some. I was going to say that we've got some really healthy characters in the dressing room as well.
Yeah,
We've
we
got
do.
Chalobah, we've got James. We've got people to keep an eye out.
On that notion too, I figured I might as well ask about this. What do we feel about this idea of the multi-club network going to be a much more tight-knit group than like a network like cities? Do we agree with that?
They don't buy players that suggest that. I'll say that much.
That's actually true. Yeah.
Like
I just think me personally,
they buy players like they've
Sorry,
got 4 or 5 teams to loan them out to.
Yeah, this is true. This is definitely true. What were you gonna say, Oliver?
I just think it's the reality of the situation we find ourselves in. Clubs aren't on the market really. It's hard to get them anyway. So it just reflects the market of what's available really. So I don't see anything beyond that. It's just responding to the circumstances, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no way in 10 years you're going to get 12 clubs.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's actually very fair when you put it that way. Because, it's been... We're going into our 4th year now, right? And there's still only 1 club. We've only since then heard of rumors about maybe Sporting being the next club that gets taken if we buy enough shares. So, yeah, it's one to keep an eye out for. I don't mind it. I mean, if you're going to have a multi-club group of like 5 clubs total, then that seems reasonable. You can work with it as long as they're the right clubs. There's probably some pros and cons. Like it feels like maybe the pros being it seems like there's more attention placed on it from an ownership and networking standpoint, and it seems much more feasible way of making your way up the ladder, but the opportunities are a lot more scarce. Whereas if you have 12 clubs, like there's many opportunities to find talent, but will that talent find their way up to the main group, which is Man City? You probably have a lot of hurdles to go through. Like when you're doing okay in New York City FC, then your next move might be, Girona. And then do well in Girona, then maybe you'll be considered for Man City. Like, it feels like if we do well at Strasbourg, cool, you'll be considered at Chelsea. If you do well at Sporting, cool, you'll be considered at Chelsea. Like, it's just one less step from the outside looking in. If I had to like kind of spitball what I would think is the better way of going about it, if balancing out the pros and cons. But unless there's anything else you guys wanted to discuss on that little snippet right there, I do have some transfer plan stuff to kind of go over.
Before we go on to that, I just want to say I don't care about Wesley Fofana and Team Fofana. We just won our last 2 trophies without him touching a blade of grass.
Yeah, I'll be real. I didn't really care to speak about that. Like, play some football first and play more than like 2 games without being injured.
You
Humble
know,
yourself.
my initial
Literally didn't
thought,
touch a blade of grass when we won our last 2 trophies.
Yeah, that's true. My initial thought on that was when I saw it, and I was like, you better not be rushing just to get ready for the start of the season. Because it wasn't that long ago when someone on here on the panel said that he wouldn't be ready until September, or no, until November.
Yeah, that's what the last thing I saw was it reportedly he'd be back fit by November. I might have been wrong, but I thought I saw something that said that.
I mean, I hope you're wrong, because if you weren't wrong, then it seems to me he was rushing. And if you're gonna do this stupid bullshit again, where you're rushing to get back in the pitch,
no, Marshall. I'm gonna be honest. Let him rush because we don't miss him in any way, shape, or form. So let him rush. Let him get injured again, and then he can leave.
Yeah, I listen. That's where I'm at with it too. I've already kind of said he should be sold by now, but I'm surely if he gets hurt one more time this season, surely the ownership and the directors look at it and they're like, okay, we need to move on from this guy. Like
I wanted to make a similar point. I wanted to make a similar point regarding Mamadou Sarr as well. Like we have enough centre backs. Like even with an injury-prone Wesley Fofana, we have enough centre backs. Like why do we need Mamadou Sarr here? He's not playing over anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say on that. Like I don't like that whole thing of like, oh, the reason, the logic behind. I think the logic sound. He should have gone on loan. Like I'm glad that ended up being the plan. Like that should always been the plan.
Yeah, it just seemed like, I remember when it first happened, it just seemed really confusing. Because I'm like, why did we do this to begin with then? If he was just gonna go on a loan, but now it looked like they fumbled. But now in hindsight, it's like, okay, you did it because you wanted to buy him cheap before you were forced to pay more for him because of the FPL or EPL's rules on fair price and all that.
The funny thing is, I thought that was the consensus back in January, but I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
I didn't remember looking at it like that, but I could be misremembering as well.
Or maybe at the very least, some fans were just kind of speculating that was the reason. Maybe it wasn't reported like it is now. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't reported as far as I'm aware, but the fan speculation, if you're a fan that speculated that to be the case, then kudos to you, because I thought it was a fumble. I thought it was like, oh, you must have made a mistake and you thought Maresca was going to use him, and then it turned out they went the whole entire Club World Cup without using him. Well, they used him for like, what, 5 minutes against Tunis, and then didn't see him play.
No, he played like 2 games.
Wait, 2? I thought it was only
he came
Tunis.
on in a... No, he did come on in another game. There was 2 games he played.
Was it Galaxy?
It was a group stage, wasn't
Or
it?
not Galaxy, LAFC?
Might have been LAFC.
Or unless it was Flamengo. Can't remember.
It was definitely the group stage. He didn't touch the pitch after that.
Yeah. I only remember him coming on for Tunis.
Oh, he didn't play that game. Maybe I was wrong. Could have sworn he played 2 games. Anselmino came on there.
Oh yeah, Anselmino came on 5 minutes of PSG at the end.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Right there.
Yeah.
Didn't play
That's
there.
actually, now that I think about it, like those are 2 center backs that, if you don't flip, planning for the future a little bit right there, like who knows?
Yeah, they need to play football and show they can.
They do
Actually play first. Like,
yeah.
Anselmino. I was wrong. He only played once. Anselmino doesn't exist.
Yeah, if it works out and these players are as talented as they're meant to be, then you have 2 center backs for the long-term game that could potentially come into this team once you get rid of like Disasi, Badiashile, potentially even Fofana. Who knows? I will keep an eye on Mamadou Sarr because I am going to be watching some Strasbourg games just to keep an eye on some of our loans, especially Paez. I want to see Paez plays really, really badly. So I want to see where that kid is at.
Penders there as well.
Penders as well.
I actually might have to check out some games, see if he's actually any good after all the stuff we had to hear about him.
The hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like it's actually. I remember last season I was watching some Strasbourg games and I was relatively like entertained. Like Rossignol football is like it's pretty good. I like it, and that's another manager that someone touted that if Maresca doesn't work out, the plan B might be to go to Rossignol. Which, knock on wood, let's hope Maresca works out. But it's almost like we're kind of developing coaches as well, and. You know, there could be like a little, if we get a multi-club model, we can get other coaches to develop and, oh, this coach is doing pretty well. If this coach we have at Chelsea doesn't work out, we can pick out this coach from Sporting or this coach from, you know, Strasbourg. We'll see. Rossignol had a really good season last season, and I'm expecting a good season from him this season as well. Speaking of this season, let's actually talk about some of the transfer plans going on as of right now. This one's pretty straightforward. At the moment in this window, Chelsea are focused on selling as many players as possible, then attack on incomings. Chelsea are looking to sell Mark Guiu, Armando Broja, Christopher Nkunku, Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling. Their exits are key for Chelsea to make new signings, according to Fabrizio. Also, after Mark Guiu and Armando Broja, Raheem Sterling will also leave Chelsea this summer. I'm actually kind of surprised to see Mark Guiu on this. To an extent, the fact that this came out, he has left, but it's a loan, and you have hold on, are looking to sell Mark Guiu. I did say earlier, like Mark Guiu seems like a flip, but I didn't think. I was kind of confused because I don't know. We loaned him this summer instead of just selling him, and there were reports saying that they didn't want to sell him. They were intending to loan him the whole time. I'm pretty sure we even refused some offers to permanent moves.
It's been a bit mixed. Because I remember hearing earlier
right, I'm not crazy.
Ipswich might take him.
Yeah.
Do you remember those linked to Ipswich?
Yeah, I remember the links to Ipswich, and maybe they didn't happen because those are permanent moves. But then Fabrizio's saying that we want to sell the player, so that one's a bit confusing. Obviously,
I would have much rather he gone to Ipswich than this Sunderland. But...
Especially with the news that came out the other day. I don't know how true it is, but apparently they're looking at Openda.
Oh, I saw news that debunked that, actually.
Hopefully they don't. Like, I'm hoping they don't, but...
Yeah, let's see if I can find it, actually. This is August 2nd. Pletigol is saying that they added Openda to the striker list. But then I saw another outlet. Oh, even Plattenberg is reporting it too. It says exclusive. Sunderland have added Luis Openda to their shortlist for the summer transfer window. However, it is questionable whether Red Bull Leipzig will be willing to let the 25-year-old striker leave as well if they sell both Xabi Simons and Benjamin Sesko. That is actually a good point. So if Sesko happens, there's probably a good likelihood that he doesn't leave. But then that makes me question, does that mean they go in? But here's another one too, Footy Mercado. Here's the one I was reading. So apparently Cassie Josue and Footy Mercado, take this with a pinch of salt. Chelsea youngster Mark Guiu will be the Black Cats' next number 9. Sunderland are not pursuing Luis Openda. But you have other outlets saying they are pursuing Luis Openda. So seems like a little bit of a
ultimately, as long as he plays, I don't really care. But like
that is true.
Just playing it. Like that's all that matters. Is he needs to play football matches. Yeah. Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
We need to play well, I think, well, but that's means he
play minutes. I'm sure he'll play well. There's a good player there, especially with his ability to press. I don't know what style of play and style of football that Sunderland are going to show up with this season. That's definitely something that people are like looking into and questioning. But I'm sure he'll have a good. I'm sure there'll actually be a good transfer for him or a good loan. Anything else on these? Because that one I think was pretty straightforward. We kind of knew that plan, so it was just now we have a list apparently, and I was kind of curious to see what you guys thought on that. Yeah, any thoughts on that stuff, or shall we move on to the next subject, which I'm actually curious to see what you guys think about it.
No, it makes sense, and I'll stick on here for a minute. I mean,
sure.
Let's be honest, Maresca didn't rate him.
Yep.
Yeah,
He didn't rate him at all. Nkunku was striker for that long, and
That's true.
it only took for the one game where we decided, okay, let's give you a run out after Jackson was terrible, and then he gets injured for the rest of the season. Like, you didn't trust him at all.
I feel like that's one thing. I don't know if it's a flaw, but I'm willing to accept anyone who wants to say it's a flaw. I think that's one flaw of Maresca is that he does not like relying on young players. Like, he'll give young players chances, but he doesn't like relying on them. Like putting in that Jackson moment, like we're talking 18, you know, like that, like Tariq George 18, Mark Guiu 18, you know, Acheampong. I don't think Acheampong is 18, is he? He's just 20 or something. I think he is. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think he likes to rely on just like fresh academy, like 18, ready to go, really young players. He'll give them minutes, especially in the conference league when he can like, okay, I have no doubt that you'll do fine against like your garden, right? But when it comes to like Guiu, for example, like Oliver was saying about Jackson, that's one of those situations like I kind of get it, but Jackson was just so bad at the time before the injury. That was
no, Marshall. It's not so much the Jackson stuff. It's not so much the Jackson stuff. It's more that he was second fiddle to Nkunku, who, you know, to the manager's own admission, was not a striker, and we saw with our own eyes he was terrible. We even, you know, yesterday we had him on our shortlist of the worst player of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
Incorrectly.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's just. I feel like that's a flaw of Maresca. Even when you have stuff going on like that where Nkunku just looks horrible and you have a striker in Mark Guiu, but you don't want to play him because he's too young, like that stuff gets on my nerves sometimes. We'll see how he changes it this season. Scott, did you want to add anything to that, or shall we move on to the next topic?
No, I'm happy to move on. Like I agree with what you said. Like as long as he gets game time, it's good. He needs to play. He probably doesn't have a future at Chelsea, like almost certainly, which is unfortunate. But just play well, and then hopefully he gets, like, for his sake, he can get that big move away to like another team where he can really show what he can do.
Yeah. So I think with him too, like it'll depend on. I think Jackson's going to be a big factor. Like if Jackson gets sold this summer, or if he has another bad season and then we decide to get rid of him, I think that opens up an opportunity for Guiu to potentially take that slot or take that position. But also very much depends on the season he has. Okay, let's move on to a little bit of an off-topic one, but I'm curious to see how most of you guys maybe in the chat and here on the panel feel about this. So I've had this story for quite some time now, but it was never really a good time to talk about it. Since we've had kind of a slow news week, I figured I'd bring it up now. And that's O'Reilly missed opportunity.
Nope.
I'm not claiming it's a missed opportunity. I was curious to see if you guys think it was. But let's go over some of the news here. So from February 4th, we've been linked to Nico O'Reilly for quite some time now. For those of you who don't know, he's a left back from the City Academy. Plays left back, plays a little bit of midfield, left wing back, kind of just that left-sided area, right? Nico O'Reilly has
midfield
denied...
by trade, actually, but that's just Guardiola.
Okay,
he's a number 10. As I say, he's a number 10 / winger.
Is he? Oh, so it's just been a Guardiola thing that's been playing that.
Yeah, it's like the same thing
Pretty
he did with Zinchenko. Zinchenko,
basically.
before he played left back, was a number 10 at Napoli, and obviously he plays in midfield for Ukraine. He just played left back for City because of Pep.
And now Arsenal. Yeah.
Now I know. Nico O'Reilly has been was denied a deadline day move to Chelsea as Man City feared another Cole Palmer situation. The hope at City is he can use his physicality and grow into a role that Rodri plays as he reads the game particularly well, according to Sun Martin. This is old links as well. Chelsea will keep on following Nico O'Reilly. They believe he was a big talent, big potential. They wanted to invest 20 to 25 million pounds immediately and make him a new midfielder of Enzo Maresca. City said no, and Chelsea went for a different strategy. Matisse Mugu. Interesting. I actually haven't read this since then, so good to know. So maybe this would have been a signing in January had City allowed it. Another one here from March 2nd. Chelsea wanted Nico O'Reilly in January. Man City said no. They didn't want to lose a future lose future control on the player. He's really good, according to Pep Guardiola. Also said about Nico, who scored 2 goals back then. So fast forward to now. Chelsea had made fresh inquiries about Man City for Nico O'Reilly. And then Fabrizio Romano reporting a few days ago that Man City and Nico O'Reilly have agreed a new deal for 20-year-old talent. Bayern Leverkusen had 2 bids rejected. City turned down approaches from Premier League and decided to offer him a new contract. Verbal agreement done and new shirt squad number. So it looks like he's going to be staying at Man City for the long haul. Considering his position and his ability, do we have any regrets about maybe not having signed this player?
Nope.
Oliver, any regrets on your half, or you don't care?
It's so confusing because Scott
Right.
usually he's number 10, but then the report said he's going to play in Rodri's. I don't know. I don't know enough about the player to be completely honest.
The only thing I can think of is like it's a case of where just Pep sees what things he has, because he's very tall. I think he's over 6 foot.
Oh, okay.
I'll look into that.
So like maybe just because of his height and things like that, there's a view from Pep that like he has the ability to do the Rodri stuff. Yeah, but it's like the issue with like saying, "Oh, did we miss out?" is where would Maresca have used him? Because if we were going to use him left back, maybe.
Yeah.
If we were going to use him in midfield, no, because where would he have played? If he was going to play, especially if we were going to do the same thing that what's his face are doing in terms of playing him that 6 role,
Among Us,
he definitely wouldn't have played.
Okay.
So like, we don't know what the plan was for him ultimately with Chelsea. So yeah, I don't really have any regrets about not signing him. You can't sign everyone ultimately.
Yeah, not every CFA player is going to be Cole Palmer. So.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about this player. There's a lot of hype around him, so I was kind of curious to see what you guys think. I mean, considering now we have Jarell Hato, based off of his heat map and what he was playing in City, I would think he would come in to be like a backup left back to Cucurella, or a player that can invert into the midfield, kind of like a Vega kind of style player. So now that we have Jarell Hato, obviously now I'm not going to care because we have the position and profile we're looking for in him, right? So not that can Hato invert into midfield? I don't think he has, or maybe he has a little bit.
I don't think so.
But I think he's more of a like centre back style fullback by trade.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so I'm not.
I mean, maybe he's technical enough to do it. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Cucurella played a variety of roles this season. Maybe it's the same. I don't know.
Apparently, he doesn't want to play left back even for City. Yeah, there you go. I mean, he did sign a new deal, and we'll see what positions he's going to take up. And that's in this
almost
system
certainly
coming
left
up.
back.
Yeah,
he's going to have to learn to like it. He's not getting a Ryan Jerky, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
that's
the thing is, if he don't play left back, who's playing left back for them? They currently don't have anyone fit. I don't think, do they?
They've
got Nori.
Nori, yeah. But Nori, oh my God, that guy.
And Vardiol can play there.
Yeah. Vardiol can play there, but I think the Vardiol experiment at left back is over. I don't think.
I think that it's going to be centre back.
Play him at left back.
To play O'Reilly at left back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think it's done.
Hang on a minute. What happened to Ake? Has he just been getting injured?
I think he's injured.
Yeah.
Okay, that would explain that, because he can play left back.
He got injured in Club World Cup. I think in the Al Hilal game he walked off.
I was going to say, because he can play left back. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's going to be one to look at, and he just signed a new deal, so I'm sure if it's true that he doesn't want to play left back and he plays left back, I think it's like what Oliver said. You're just gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm sure Mateus Nunes doesn't want to play right back, but he gets shoehorned in there all the time, and I haven't seen any rumors about him asking for
Rico Lewis.
Yeah, Rico Lewis, and then it's Mateus Nunes. He plays there from time to time.
Yeah, he's literally their backup right back because they don't have no one else.
It's
Walker went to Burnley,
but they keep signing attackers, which is like, okay.
But they need attackers as well because their current crop of attackers reeks.
Yeah, it's
Well, outside of Haaland and Marmoush, like I think Savio could probably become into something, but he didn't show a lot last season.
he looks. I'll admit, Doku looks a little better this season. Savio, time will tell with that one. I don't know. He looked a little better in Club World Cup, but is a little enough to help you get back into a title race. I don't know. Okay, let me then go on to the next topic, which is going to be just an update on a few of the outgoings. So let's just get. There's only 3 tweets on this one, so not much to discuss here. We'll probably move on to bigger and better topics afterwards. So official, Leo Castledine, remember this guy, will spend 25-26 season on loan with Huddersfield Town. So
Sure, I guess.
big up, you know, Cobham's best, you know, getting a loan. Haven't seen him play since Poch season. I'm almost positive of that. I think he was on the bench for Maresca at one point. That's about it.
I don't even remember. I was so real.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll take your word for it.
He may have been on the bench for Burrow. I just genuinely don't remember. But yeah, big up Castledine. What's the next one? Matt Law is saying there's a lot of Premier League interest for Dewsbury Hall. So that's another player that could go. I think the touted price is 30 million euros or pounds or some shit. Either or. But I think that'd be a good fee if he. I think his West Ham is really interested in him.
And Fulham are as well.
Fulham was another one too that had some interest on the players. So I think both are good moves for him if he were to go. I don't mind him too much now. As a utility player, I think he's doing decent. But I mean, if a bid comes in, a bid comes in. So. And then Axel Disasi back on the radar. Newcastle United have made contacts with Axel Disasi recently. The Frenchman is included on the Magpies recruitment list, according to Sasha Tavoleri. They just like tall, robust center backs. I'm convinced. Unless they want to play him at right back, which would be odd again. There's no reason. There's no reason. What?
Can you imagine
Who do
if he's
have at
the
right back?
Livramento replacement? Long.
Yeah, I was gonna say who. They have Livramento, don't they? Like, why would they want another right back? But yeah, three players that with fresh links or fresh tweets about outgoings. Anything to really comment on this? I mean,
No, not really.
yeah, there's not really much.
I mean,
is there?
just what you said. Like, I mean, I guess Dewsbury Hall. I'm kind of like, you know, I'm not going to cry if he goes, but it's okay if he
Yeah.
stays. The other two, they've got no future.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm convinced with that one as well. Okay, then in that case, let's actually go on to another outgoing that does have the Chelsea fan base quite a bit shaken up. And I get it, but at the same time, I really don't think it's that deep. And that's Tariq George. So let's read into this. So recent links coming out. George loves Chelsea but could also leave on a permanent deal due to game time. He wants to develop Germany most likely destination. And with that being said, Matt Law reporting that Leipzig are interested in Tariq George on a loan. Fabrizio also saying that Leipzig have asked Chelsea about Tariq George during the club-to-club talks about Xavi Simons, who we will talk about shortly. He's prepared to leave Chelsea due to limited game time. Tariq believes Chelsea believe Tariq's development would be better served out on loan because they feel he had a breakthrough season at the end of last season and now he needs to play more regularly, and sitting on the bench would do him no good. I'm hearing Tariq George wants to develop. He wants to play. He loves Chelsea, respects Chelsea, but he feels that Chelsea will now have many offensive players and it will be very difficult for a player like him to get game time. Premier League Italian clubs have called in recent days to ask the situation about the player, but from Germany, the interest is the most concrete. My understanding is that there is a strong chance he will end up in the Bundesliga because there were some calls from Borussia Mönchengladbach, but keep an eye on Red Bull Leipzig because they got in direct contact with Chelsea. I'll say this, my 2 cents on Tariq George. I think there is a good player there. I'm not convinced that there's a world-class player in there. I think there's a good player in there. I think overall in his career, he will do better than Nani and better than Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think he will be a good player, but am I going to cry and deny him a permanent move because he wants more game time? I don't think I would. And I don't think this is one of those signings that I'm going to be worried about being the next Mo Salah, is kind of the long and short of what I'm trying to get at. I would like him to stay. I would like to see what happens at Chelsea, but if he moves, I'm not going to cry about it. And it seems like a lot of Chelsea fans are very upset about this.
It's just a broken record, though. It's the same old, like, oh, we don't treat Cobham well, but, you know, look at our captain and our main centre-back, and it's just the same thing over and over again. And people are in this whole frenzy because of this Max Dowman who's playing for Arsenal, and they think, you know, every academy's got to have this gem. Now, sometimes it doesn't. Like, if he was that good, he would have showed it. Like, he's not a bad player, but at the end of the day, if we go into a season with Bino Gittins and Xavi Simons, then there's no place for you, and that's fair, and that's you know, it's fine.
To be honest, too,
nothing against him.
On that note, Oliver, I'm glad you actually said that. The clubs seem to also now have this. Ever since the Rio move to Liverpool, the club have now like really battened down the hatches on, you know, if there's a really, really good talent in our academy, we're going to seal them down to a long-term contract so that we don't have... It's not even that. What did they do? They did something after the Rio thing that is going to pretty much essentially help prevent clubs coming in and like... I think they were like not allowing scouts in youth teams or something, or youth games anymore, some shit like that, because they just don't want other clubs picking out the best talents. I forgot what it was.
Maybe it was just a similar thing to what they do in the first team, where they negotiate the contract earlier.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, if I think Tariq George does have a new contract, or he was offered a new contract. Was it no scouts, JBs? I think that's what it was. They no longer allowed scouts from opposition organizations to come in and watch the U21s or U18s anymore, something like that. But yeah, in terms of Tariq George, like, I'm pretty sure he was given a new contract. They do value him as a player, but is he gonna be as like electric as Rio? I don't know. I saw Rio play the other day. I saw some highlights and stuff too, and he does look like a promising player. But I don't know. Tariq George doesn't strike me the same way. I don't know if you feel the same way, Scott.
Say again. That last bit.
Like what I've seen of Rio, the player we lost to Liverpool, who was a Chelsea Academy player, he doesn't strike me as like... To me, he looks more of a bigger potential than Tariq George, for example. George never really gave me the, oh wow, this guy's gonna be something big one day.
I have no idea.
Said he was just good.
I haven't just watched Rio play, so I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. But how do you feel about this whole Tariq George situation?
I understand it, like, in terms of the... For like from both sides, like, he's probably not going to get any game time next season and he needs it.
Yeah.
So a loan would probably be good. The only thing I don't like about this, I don't know if you saw it, I do not like the way, and I'm glad that he's tweeted out other tweets that make it seem less so. I do not like that Fabrizio edited his tweet earlier. I don't know if you saw.
Oh yes,
I don't think I saw that.
I hated that.
Well, he changed it from Chelsea want to sell him to he wants to leave.
Yeah, no. So if you go on his go on his Twitter,
Fabrizio's.
Yeah, go on Fabrizio's Twitter.
He edited his post.
Yeah, he edited his post about.
Sunny.
Nice. He edited his post about what's it called? About Tariq. You're probably gonna have to go way down. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
That's Hatter.
Oh, this one?
No, not that one. Keep going. It's close to that one though. That one.
It's this, yes.
Yeah, click on that. So this tells you says that apparently according to Fabrizio, it's Tariq George that is pushing for the move. Scroll down and click on last edited. And scroll down and you can see what he's edited. Tariq George can leave Chelsea this month. I hate that. Don't like if he's going to leave, that's fine. Like I've not got a problem with him leaving. Do not make it out. Do not try and twist this bullshit to make it out like he's pushing for the move.
Don't demonize the player.
Don't do that. Don't do that bullshit. I hate that. But like after that, like I said, it makes sense for all parties. He needs to get game time. If he goes to Leipzig, I don't know if he gets game time in all honesty, because Nusa's there. I don't know who plays on the right. But yeah, I don't know if he gets game time there. Gladbach's probably a good choice. I don't know who their wingers are is the only thing. Because I haven't watched the Bundesliga in a while. As long as he goes somewhere he's going to get game time, that's good. And also I think he's got to figure out his positional, his where he works positionally, because when we saw him last season, unless he's going to play on the right, he doesn't really work on the left as a touchline winger. So is he going to work better as like a 10 maybe? I don't know. But yeah, as long as he gets game time, that's the main thing. And yeah, if we do sell him, put a buyback or a right of first refusal or whatever in there.
Yeah.
Probably won't ever use it, but it's always good to have. Yeah, and just when he leaves, I wish him the best. Like you can tell that I agree with what you said, Marshall. I don't think there's that world class ability. Like he's not in the same camp as like Hatchimpong. But to say that like you could see there was something there in terms of he at least can probably become a very good player. Yeah. Like he showed enough in certain moments to demonstrate that. Like we talked about it yesterday. That Brighton game that we were terrible in. He actually came on. He got subbed on, I think, in that game, and actually looked like he was playing. Like he
caused Lamptey some problems.
He caused Lamptey some problems. He was the only other. He was.
Oh yeah.
We had four wingers play that day. Only two of them actually gave their fullback a problem. One played 20 minutes, and one played like 10.
Yeah, Neto struggled against Lamptey all game
Neto and
in
Sancho
the FA Cup. Yeah.
Bro, they were shit that game.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
In the league game.
Just making me angry again.
Actually, Neto was all right on the left for 20 minutes. And then when he went to the right, he was shit. And then Sancho was just shit when he came on. And then, yeah, Madueke for 20 minutes was taking Lamptey on and then got injured. And then George, actually, when he came on, was taking Lamptey on, put a really nice cross in, I think, within minutes of coming on. So you can see there's moments with him. Yeah, you could see there was moments with him, but yet it's not enough for him to like. It's nowhere near as many. Like he hasn't got the talent currently like Esteban has. You can't legislate keeping him a third choice in that position. You don't really need a third choice left winger with the other guys we've got there. Pedro can play there, for example. Both Neto and João Pedro. Obviously, you've got Simmons can play there. Probably will play there. Gittins. Like you just got so many guys who can play there. It makes no sense.
Yeah. So we pretty much said it. Like it makes sense from Lamptey's point of view. Like it's a shame that he might be looking for a permanent move. Lamptey, Tariq George. Sorry, I was thinking about how he cooked Lamptey. But yeah, from George's point of view, it makes sense. It's a shame he wants it to be a permanent, but it also makes sense from that point of view too as well, because like even if you go on loan, you come back, like you got Kenda coming back, like in the season.
This is just the reality, Marshall. This is just the reality. You know, these young players want to go permanently sooner. There's no patience left in the game.
That is also very true.
You're not going to get a Ruben Loftus-Cheek anymore that's going to go out on multiple loans until the age of 21.
I also think the other thing as well, from the other perspective of it as well is, and this is not just a Chelsea thing. This is with other players, but like, just speaking about Chelsea, is you don't know what the outcome's going to be if you do go out on loan. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I'm Mark Hugh or if I'm Tariq George, if I leave on loan, I'm definitely thinking in the back of my mind, I'm probably never playing for Chelsea again. At least not within the next 2-3 years. Maybe if I kill it elsewhere, they might bring me back at one point. But I probably don't have a short-term future at Chelsea.
This is the thing. You've got to be like, for the loan system, you have to be factored in from, like, it seems like at the very least with like Strasbourg and the players that have gone there, you have to be factored in as a first team player from the very, very start. So when we bought Andre Santos, he was factored in from the very start as in a few years' time he'll be in the first team. Petrovic wasn't, and we sold him, even though he was great. So, you know, there's a long-term thinking to it, and clearly he wasn't. George wasn't part of that long-term thinking because he was second fiddle to Mudryk before the suspension. So
that's actually true too. That's actually very true. So it's just one of those, like, yeah, the player. I support the decision for.
He literally only played because of Mudryk's drug ban.
That is true. That's very true. Yeah, if Mudryk had not been banned, then I think George's minutes this season would have been severely reduced. So I think it's best for all parties. Yeah, he probably does go. And listen, if we lose out on a good player, then so be it. I mean, the point of this model and the way we want to recruit and stuff, like, a lot of it has to do with the fact of, yeah, you know, you're going to take a bunch of risk for a bunch of players. Some of them might work out, some of them might not. And you're going to have players that won't work out at the time and then maybe work out later, late bloomers, right? So it is a risk you're playing. And at the end of the day, like I said, I've always maintained this. With Chelsea, I want, like, you have to be the best of the best to make it at Chelsea, right? Like, I don't want, like, oh, well, give him time. Like, the way I was with Kai Havertz when he left. Like, I wanted to give him more time to develop and all this and that. And, like, no, we need the best of the best at Chelsea. And we moved on from him. Got Cole Palmer, and I'm happier than I could ever be. So, yeah. Don't lol.
Lol.
Okay, I have another thing I wanted to show you guys here. This ow, that was fucking loud as shit. I have a clip I need to show that I think is quite humorous, actually. Let's actually, this happened like a week ago. Let's look at what I'm talking about here. So we're gonna move on to the next segment, which I'll let the clip kind of talk about it for us.
It was kind of crazy as well.
No. An asking price of 25 mil has been asked for Broja, not even for children.
That's
Oh,
crazy too.
sorry, I thought 25 million. I was like, damn, no.
You
No. You're not getting 25 for Broja.
There you go. Where's Chris? Chris out here talking shit, saying we're not gonna get 25 mil for Broja. It's crazy. It's crazy to see that happen. So we still don't know the fucking actual fee we got for him, but let's talk about some of the news that's surrounding Broja. And it's as follows. So Nazar Cancel is saying that sources say Broja move could be worth up to £20 million, but the exact price has not been confirmed. Ben Jacobs also saying Armando Broja's move to Burnley is permanent. Burnley met Chelsea's price valuation for Broja, which, when we checked that video, it was £25 million. So did we do £25 million or is it £20 million? Not entirely sure, but Fabrizio's saying it's over between Armando Broja and Chelsea. Understand the transfer to Burnley will be permanent. Broja will complete his medical in the next 24 hours and sign a long-term deal with Burnley. Chelsea accepts conditions. Here we go. So it's a here we go. And then apparently Armando Broja to Burnley is a permanent deal. Done, medical done, all that stuff. But, excuse me. Yeah. It's done. So apparently this is done. It's a here we go. Somewhere around £20 million, maybe 20 plus add-ons to get the £25 million evaluation. Are we shocked that this actually happened? Because I'm kind of not.
Shocked in the sense of like this came out of nowhere.
It did. It actually came. It happened while we were streaming, right? It happened while we were talking about what the hell are we talking about? I think it was the receipt stream. I had the receipt stream going on Thursday, and it happened, or on Friday, and it happened. So yeah, it kind of came out of left field. Give me 2 seconds. Go ahead and talk, Scott, and then Oliver, of course.
Yes, I think I'm more shocked that it happened so quickly and like happened out of nowhere. The more I think about it, Burnley's not a bad move for him in terms of like there's a few strikers there. There's actually more than I realized. I think they have like 3 currently, but one is Ashley Barnes. So actually, no, they've got 4, but one's Ashley Barnes. One just came back from a loan, so I don't know whether he's going to be involved next season. So he's only really potentially fighting with 2, I think. So there's a potential for him to actually play and like hopefully play well, like for his sake more than anything. And yeah, so I just hope he does well. Like it sucks it didn't work out, but injuries kind of fucked him over more than anything. And yeah, like it's a good move. And then hopefully with from like a Burnley point of view, it's a guy that you know can compete at that level. Like if he gets back to fitness wise a level where he was at a few years ago, you know he can perform. You look at what he did at Southampton. He's got the Premier League experience, quote unquote. So you hope he can maybe have an effect in that point of view. But yeah, like I'm amazed that he's gone as quickly as he's gone. I thought this was one that might take a while.
Yeah, that was quick, to be honest.
But it's good we managed to get some money for him, that pure profit. And yeah, like I said, just wish him the best.
Yeah,
I think for his own sake, you know, like it's not even about playing well right now. He's got to just play. Like it's been at least 3 years since he was playing consistent football.
Yep.
It was a Southampton loan. That was the last time he did it because under Potter he got his ACL injury. He didn't play under Poch, and then we loaned him to Fulham for half a season where he got Muniz basically just exploded like in form and benched him. And then at Everton he didn't play either. So
his Southampton loan was 4 years ago.
Yeah, so you know he just needs to play. Like he's missed so many years of his development. And listen, I've been outspoken on this channel. I don't particularly rate him. I was just trying to be fair to the guy because you have other Chelsea fans trying to call him the next Diego Costa because he scored a similar goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers like 3 years ago. Like we're not here to do that. That's not fair on the guy. And ultimately, people are going to brand him as a bust now when really we should have been more patient with him. And of course, the injury didn't help, but I just feel bad for him overall. I hope for his sake that he can get back on track because, you know, there was a player in there, and it's especially not even necessarily a Southampton loan, but at Vitesse, I think he hit double figures. So he's done well. He's done well, you know, across the waters as well. So, you know, I just wish him all the best. You know, he definitely wasn't a problem or anything like in terms of like attitude or anything. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even in that Graham Potter season when he was playing prior to that World Cup break, I thought there was a good player in there. Like he had the speed, he had the aggression, and you know that all went downhill after that ACL injury, which obviously it changes the way a lot of people play. Like not everyone's gonna pull a Virgil van Dijk and like recover from that and still be at the top of their game, right?
I remember a specific moment, Marshall. We played Brentford under Graham Potter. It was a 0-0 draw, but he had this crazy burst of pace at one point, and I was just like, you know what? You may not necessarily be technically or finishing wise refined, but wow, you've got the physical attributes, and then you go and get an ACL injury. Like it's really just such a shame, to be honest.
Yeah, and to be fair, even with this, here we go. He is very lucky. Like, let's be honest, he is very lucky that he is actually going to go on a permanent to a Premier League club. You would think after 2 not so good loans that the next move might be kind of like a demotion into like a championship club. But the fact that he's getting a Premier League permanent move, like, Yeah, if I was Broja, I'd rip your hand off for that.
I mean, it effectively is a championship move. I mean, I'm assuming we're all on the same page that
Yes.
the promoted teams are going to get relegated.
There's only one
So-
promoted team. Well, actually, I don't know. I might have to wait.
Maybe Sunderland survive that. I know they've got some good players.
Leeds,
now,
I'm 50-50 on. I'll be completely honest with you. I think
Yeah,
it
I agree.
depends on certain other teams. I'll be honest. The way West Ham are looking right now is spooky. I'll be completely honest.
Fair enough, actually. Yeah.
The way Everton look right now is spooky. Like David Moyes can only do so much. They've lost a lot of players and got no one basically. Like they signed like 3 players. None of them are starters. Actually, no, one of them's a starter. He's gonna have to do the immense carry job. But yeah, like I think it depends. But yeah, Burnley are the one team I think are guaranteed to go down.
Yeah, in that case, then yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even in that sense, though, like, I guess the way I look at it is that he gets a chance to be a starter at a Premier League side for a season at least, to be in Premier League, really test himself. If he
I
does
guess
have a good
so.
season, he has a good season in the Premier League. If Burnley get relegated again, Premier League clubs can be like, because obviously that's what Premier League clubs always do. They always like to pick apart the sides that get relegated.
It could just be as a lap thing all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
That's
more unlikely, but yeah.
That's exactly what I'm alluding to. So he could have like a similar season to how Delep had, and another club can come in and like he can stay in the Premier League, right? Like he has another chance to really show off at the the most competitive league, we'll say, in Europe. So I think it was a really good opportunity. So yeah, I'm happy for him in that sense. It's a shame it didn't work out at Chelsea, but pure profit in the books for Chelsea, and he can actually have like, playtime. So, any other thoughts on Armando Broja?
Nope.
All right. I
Wouldn't
mean,
say
I
so,
guess I might as well. I'll play these as a goodbye to our friend Armando.
His arms, you've got more
You need muscle.
motion. Do
You
you know
need
what
muscle, you know
I
what I
mean?
mean?
Don't matter. You're there, you're just smelling like. It's lovely.
Take it all in.
Take it all.
All right, big up Armando. It was nice.
Fair enough, I guess.
Just take it all in. It was nice knowing you while you were here. So, okay, let's go ahead. I'm kind of dreading even going over this because nothing has changed. Other than
we're not talking about. I'm telling you right now. If it's about who I think it's about, I'm not talking about it, Marshall. I just
All right.
refuse.
We can make it quick then. In
Good.
that case, Simmons is in
Oh,
limbo.
wasn't who I thought you were talking about. Never mind. Carry on.
What the fuck did you go talking about?
I'm not going to mention his name. Carry on.
He who shall not be named. Yeah.
It's a Lukaku? Like, I don't it's the type of reaction I would get for Lukaku. What the fuck?
It might as well
Xavi
be.
Simmons.
Probably worse. Carry
Xavi
on.
Simmons. Don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy. Oh, wait a minute. I know exactly who you're talking about. Never mind. Yeah, that's next. So, yeah. All good, Oliver. So yeah. I don't know what the fuck is happening with this guy. It's actually kind of insane. So let's go over it. So Sasha Tavaleri reporting here that more on Xavi Simmons' situation. Red Bull Leipzig has already confirmed the Dutchman's departure several days ago. The Germans have shifted their focus and are now looking for a number 8/10 who can play centrally, which rules out certain targets. Simons to Chelsea will move fast now. Okay, well, it's only been 24 hours, so let's hope that's the case. Chelsea hope to reduce the price of Simmons, also because he has 2 years left on his contract, which we kind of came to the realization last time we were on the show on Xavi Simmons. Xavi Simmons' departure from Red Bull Leipzig is now imminent. Chelsea want to close the deal very soon, with new rounds of talks scheduled, according to Pletigol and Sky Sports. We also have here Xavi Simmons deleted Leipzig from his Instagram, most likely a clear signal he wants out. The player and his camp continued to push for a move. Leipzig continued to ask for £60 million all in. Chelsea are concrete, but still have not made a written offer, according to Philip Hines. Xavi Simons has no injury or issues. He's out of today's game. Clear desire to join Chelsea. So Leipzig had a preseason game. I don't know with who. But yeah, he wasn't involved in that preseason game. He's not even on the bench as revealed in the morning, and the message is clear. Xavi wants to leave. Xavi Simons is starting to enter the moment where he says, okay, I've been waiting for weeks now. I want this transfer to happen. This is the feeling the player wants to go. He's made it clear, no Leipzig over the weekend. There is no chance to keep him. And then lastly here, Xavi Simons is pushing and pushing because he wants to make his move as soon as possible, which, to be fair, don't really blame him either. We have preseason that's going to start in 2 weeks. I'm sure he wants to take part in that preseason, get to meet his teammates, get settled and all that fun stuff. So I'm sure he wants to get ahead of it before the season starts and give himself a best chance to be in that starting 11 when Maresca is ready to choose it. Actually, to be fair, we have a preseason game happening this Friday, and I'm sure he wants to take part of it. So, yeah. It's crazy how this is still ongoing, but then again, it's not our first rodeo, unfortunately, with transfer sagas. Any worries that this may or may not happen, that this may be fumbled?
No, I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell's happening with this. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't feel the need to like constantly check about it, like day in, day out, like some Chelsea fans.
I was hesitant to even put this in here, but I mean,
no, I get it. Like,
yeah,
it will happen when it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like, my only worry about it not happening is who we might pivot to. But yeah, like if that happens, we can cross that bridge when it comes to it. I think it will happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone wants it to happen in terms of excuse me. Obviously he wants to leave. I think Leipzig do want to sell him, or the plan is to sell him, I think. I think the plan is to sell him from Leipzig's point of view. And I think it's just a case of finding out what works best for both parties, whether that includes a player going the other way, or whatever, you know. Like, it's so hard to speak about this because there literally has been no progression of any kind.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is we're trying to get that price down by including a player, and Leipzig have been touted to be interested in Broja, who is no longer available. Carney Chukwuemeka, who wants Dortmund for whatever reason, but Dortmund don't want him. And then Tariq George potentially going the other way as well. Oliver, what are your thoughts on this whole saga? Are you worried it's not going to happen, or you think it's just a patience game? Where do you lie on this whole situation?
Kind of in the same place as Scott, really. I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting for an actual update to come forward. You know, it's the typical Fabrizio regurgitation of old news. You know, so
I am getting tired of it.
You know, I'm just waiting for something new to happen. Really, I hope it does happen soon. Again, for the same reasons, I know who we've got in the pocket as the backup, and I don't like that.
I mean, I guess. Should we move on to the next topic?
Sure.
In the pocket.
I'm not talking about him.
It's okay. I'll just read the tweets. I'll say my say. I know, Oliver, you might have to leave, but it is what it is. Alejandro Garnacho deal is not something that's happening tomorrow or next. Chelsea are keen on Garnacho. Garnacho is also keen on Chelsea, but at the moment, they're not even in the negotiation stage. This is as of August 1st. Cool. We're not even at the negotiation stage, people. Matt Law, I'm told Garnacho wants Chelsea. He wants to stay in the Premier League, ideally play in the Champions League like most players do. He has set his heart on Chelsea. Okay. Fabrizio. Simons and Garnacho, separate topics. It's not either. It's both. Chelsea want both players. Let's see what happens. I'm not the one taking care of talks, so let's wait. Chelsea are working on both deals. Chelsea are very convinced on Garnacho as an opportunity. His name is mentioned internally every day. It's going to be about price tag. I keep telling you about Garnacho and Chelsea. All right, Fabrizio. Chelsea are holding tight on Alejandro Garnacho or Alex Garnacho, offering trades on players they no longer need, including Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. Okay, we'll keep it at that. That's pretty much everything I have in regards to Garnacho. I mean, unless you guys want to say anything. I know Scott doesn't want to say anything. Nope. Oliver, do you want to say anything before I go on to this?
I mean, again, I'm just going to repeat what I said in the last one. Can we have an actual update, please? Like,
yeah.
If I need someone to go and look at what David Ornstein has said about Garnacho. I promise you that there must be zero mentions because, you know, that guy doesn't just regurgitate. He reports actual news. And it's just the same thing. When if we're not even at a talking stage with Manchester United, then what are we doing here? But, you know, if we want him, then it's a bad move. If he's so good, then where's all the other interest for him? Because I don't see it.
Here's where I stand on it. Not even about the player, where I stand on the likelihood of this even happening, right? Chelsea, if you look at our history ever since this takeover, we have not hesitated to go for a player despite the price, and no matter how young. Like, look at Gittins, for example. Chelsea know they paid overs on Gittins, but they did it anyways. If the price for Garnacho is £30 million, like United are saying, if the ownership, if Paul and Stanley or whoever the fuck is riding this wave, if they really wanted the player, then they probably would have done it by now. Like I said, they've had no problem, no issues paying £30 million for young players before. So that's why, to me, this is a big Garnacho agent moving mad and telling Fabrizio every day, can you please talk about Garnacho? He really wants Chelsea. He really wants to do Chelsea move. Like, even the tweet I read earlier, he wants Champions League. Motherfucker, why? You should be asking for any European. You should be asking for Conference League, to be honest. Like, the fact that you have the goal to ask for Champions League when you're the level of player you are, brother. Like, I get it. You have a dream and an aspiration to play Champions League, but you're also not in a position to be asking for Champions League clubs or whatever. Like, I really hope that if Garnacho does come to Chelsea, we have enough players in the locker room that can set his shit straight. There's something in his contract that maybe eliminates the issue of his brother getting involved with certain things. Because that's the other thing too. People want to do this get out of jail card for Garnacho in terms of like, oh, but the issue is his brother. Yeah, but the fact that he doesn't come out and verbally, you know, deny or say these things to his brother, it's like that doesn't help his case. He hasn't come out and verbally or come out and tweeted and publicly denied like anything his brother's saying is wrong or denounced it. He just kind of promotes it and lets it happen, probably because he believes it and he agrees with it. So the thing is, like, I just don't want any extra attention on Chelsea. Listen, I'm keeping the same energy, right? Because when Lukaku was in this team and Lukaku did all that scandalous interview and all that bullshit, then that's where I was like, okay, dude, fuck off then. If you don't want to be at Chelsea, if you're going to do all this shit, make the club look bad, get the fuck out. The thing is, you see all this shit that's happening in United. We laugh at it. We banter at it. It's one of those things that I just don't want that attitude at Chelsea. Look at Esteval. Look at how he behaves himself and how he portrays himself in the public. And then you look at Garnacho, who he wants to play Champions League football. Yeah, of course he wants to play the Champions League football, but bro, you're not a Champions League football level player, in my opinion. Like, when it comes to Champions League, at the best hope you have is probably coming off as an impact sub. And that's probably when we're winning 3-0 or something in a game. So I don't expect to see, like, I don't expect him to come into this team and be a big part of UCL football if he does play. The attitude thing is an issue. But if he comes in and you have Enzo Fernandez, who he probably looks up to and has a great relationship with, you probably have the likes of other players that have played in South America that understand the attitude. If they set him straight, then cool. Maybe that's a step in the right direction. It is also true, like people have said, and I will admit this, that Manchester United has not necessarily been a good environment for a lot of players. So you could make the argument that, oh, it's United slandering the player, making him look bad, like the whole Sancho situation. Sancho comes to Chelsea, none of these things about attitude issues, none of these things about training and all this stuff ever came up. None of it came up. So it's, again, it's one of those things that, like, cool, maybe it could be a United issue. I doubt it, but it could very much be a United thing. Maybe he comes into the team, he, puts his head down, works hard, and he ends up, looking better. I've accepted that. A lot of people have denied it. Scott himself also here on the panel has denied that. But it could be a possibility. I'm not going to say it can't be. But yeah, with me, like this whole thing, and I'm sorry to go on a whole spiel and rant here. With this whole saga, it seems to me from every corner that it's just his agent desperately doing everything he can on his knees. Hey, yo! Just trying to get a move for Garnacho, because he knows very well Garnacho and his brother burned a lot of fucking bridges at United. Ruben Amorim does not want him. He's not going to get playtime. He's just going to rot on the bench, and that'll look bad on his agent for not getting him a move. So he's desperately trying to get Fabrizio and Matt Law to talk about these things. Because Matt Law, just like Fabrizio, get their information from player agents. So right now, Garnacho's agent, they're going to do everything and they're going to twerk for every single team possible that are going to just even entertain the idea of bringing him to the club. So until I hear about negotiations or anything about it, like I quite frankly, I'm kind of tired of the Garnacho news, and I don't really feel like it's even worth bringing up anymore. But it has been a slow news week, so I might as well bring up the repetitive and recycled garbage that's been going on. But yeah, any thoughts on anything I said there, Scott, or shall we just move on to Nkunku?
Fuck Garnacho and anyone that wants him at his football club.
Okay, there you go. That's it. That's everything everyone wanted to hear, I'm sure. So let's go on to the next part, which is Nkunku. Nkunku looks like there's been some movement going on in Nkunku, and it could potentially lead to a move to Inter. So we'll start off with this first tweet on Nkunku. Is CFC Bayern, or CF Bayern, reporting it's all calmed down at the moment with Nkunku and Xavi Simons to Bayern Munich. The latter is The latter is a very hot option for Chelsea. Nkunku is also not particularly high on the list and will remain that way for as long as a decision is yet to be made on Woltemade. After Atalanta officially rejected Inter's bids for Adamana Lukman, as anticipated days ago, the Nerazzurri are now assessing their next move. Internal doubts remain over Nkunku's profile, with evaluations ongoing before deciding how to proceed, and that's coming from Rudy Galletti. Then L'Equipe reporting on Nkunku, saying Nkunku wants to leave Chelsea and the club have set his price at £35 million. Not bad. Inter Milan have already contacted his representatives to discuss a potential transfer. Nkunku has a lot of interest from mid-table clubs in the from mid-table clubs in the Prem, but the player wants to play at a top club. Fair enough, sure. Breaking: Inter Milan are trying to sign Christopher Nkunku. That's coming from Matty Moretto as of 2 days ago. Yesterday, Inter Milan reported here from Tanzilovic and L'Equipe. Inter Milan have been in talks with Nkunku's representatives for several days. And Maresca has not made his departure a must. In light of the last few months, he believes his player can take part of the project. And then Gazzetta dello Sport apparently also 2 days ago saying that Inter have turned down a chance to sign forward Christopher Nkunku. And then last year for Fabrizio, today's updates that Christopher Nkunku won't be with the squad tomorrow for training session due to a minor injury. The player and Chelsea's management have agreed to postpone his return. Is it an injury? Or is it a potential move to Inter that is moving quickly? I'll say this, like I said before, when it comes to Nkunku. First of all, I'll start off with this. Inter, you know the price. Cough it up. Stop with this cheap lowballing. I bet you Inter come back and say, here, can we do 18 million? Or no, they'll say like, can we do a loan with an option, please? Some bullshit like that. Like, dude, just cough up, all right? None of this 18 plus add-ons or anything. Cough for the money, okay? But I think Inter would be a decent move for him. It's a slower league. I think he would do pretty well there. Not sure the type of team Inter are making now. They are making a lot of changes, especially with the new manager in town. 35 million pounds isn't bad either. I wouldn't mind that. I think we just have to take our losses with this player. Like I said, if he stays, I won't mind it too much because it looks like he was doing better under the new system. But if he goes, which is my preference, probably get more money out of it. It's not like he's getting any younger. It's not like you're going to get overall better prices unless he actually improves dramatically this season. So I just don't see the price improving on Nkunku either. So, yeah. Nkunku to Inter. Does that sound like a good move to you, Scott?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. Like, especially with the news today of the what's it called? Lookman handing in a transfer request with Atalanta.
Oh shit, that actually did happen.
Yes, I don't think that that's I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think that like they're going to want to they're going to want to pay our valuation ultimately.
Yeah, no. Even though 35 million, I feel like is a pretty fair price for Nkunku.
Essentially, but it's Inter, you know, like they're going to be cheapskates with it, as they always are. I don't blame them for it. Like they get away with it for a lot of players. But yeah, so like I don't really blame them, but at the same time, like doesn't mean we've got to accept it.
Yeah. So
yeah, like it would be a good move. Like he ultimately still needs to leave, but we've got to find the right move. Honestly, like I don't know why we don't try and like see if Leipzig would take him back as part of the Simmons thing.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad shout, considering they're being like completely torn apart right now. Like you got Newcastle and United going for Sesko. You got us going for Simmons, and then we just heard earlier about Openda could potentially be out the door as well. So it's just like, yeah, that's not a bad shout. Leipzig come in and bring back your boy. You did it for Timo, so you could do it again for
that went well.
Nkunku. Maybe that's the fear. Maybe that's the fear. The Timo one didn't go so well, so they're like, I don't know. We don't want to go through this again with Nkunku.
You know, he's on like, is it 250 a week or something there? Or was it 150 a week or something? I can't like.
Nkunku's salary.
I want to say he's on 10. He's on 10 mil a year. I don't know what that equates to.
195,000.
Oh no, not Nkunku. I'm talking about Werner. He's been told that basically he's not playing and he's on like 10 mil a year.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, that at the current team he's at Red Bull.
Yeah.
Wait, what team did he end up going to? He went to Red Bull New York, right?
No, they've put an offer in for him. He hasn't like accepted or anything. He's debating it.
Timo Werner, salary. There we go. That's what I was going to look up. Not Chelsea salary, just a salary. What is he on, Capology? He is on, oh my God, bro. Timo Werner is on 192,000 euros a week, plus 38,000 pounds in euros in bonuses, equaling to about 230,000 pounds, or not pounds, euros per week. Wow. Wow. I can't believe this player is making that much money. That is wild. A player of that quality to get paid that much is insane. And by that I mean he's not a good player. Wow.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope this Nkunku deal happens soon. Let's start to really thin out the squad. We've been doing pretty good with outgoings. Let's keep the momentum going. I mean, we only have another month left of the transfer window, so we got to get as many of these players out. I mean, Raheem Sterling, we're still looking to get out. We're still looking to get Carney out. We're still looking to get Nkunku out. The verdict is still out on KDH. I don't think anything is going to happen with Benjamin Chua, which sucks. So it's just like a lot of movement that still needs to happen that I really, really hope gets done sooner rather than later, because I want to go into the season not having to worry about the future and the plans of other players and the strays that are just lingering about the training room and the Chelsea squad. But yeah, any final thoughts before we move on to Jackson? I got some news on Jackson.
No.
All right, cool. We're moving like a crazy train, ladies and gents, because it has been quite a slow news week, and so we don't really have that much to talk about on this week's show. So before we go ahead and get on to Jackson and potentially pretty much our last three topics of today's show, because there's not really much else to really discuss, smash up those like buttons. Helps out the channel tremendously. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 5K subscribers. We're trying to grow the channel and hit that goal. So when we do hit that goal, big surprise, more than you could believe, coming up on the channel. So let's go ahead and get that done and move on to the next topic, which is some updates on Nicholas Jackson. So there's quite a few here in terms of Nicholas Jackson. So bear with me as I go and read all of them for you guys. Starting off with this first tweet from Fabrizio Romano about a week ago, reporting that Jackson, there is some movement with Newcastle and Manchester United, according to Fabrizio when he was doing an interview on DAZN. I think he has a show on DAZN, to be honest. Newcastle have already made preliminary contacts with Nicholas Jackson, but Chelsea are an astronomical 80 million pounds for the striker. Newcastle's valuation is closer to 65 million, according to MSI Douglas, which maybe that was the plan the whole time, to go overs on the price so that other clubs can come in with a lowball offer that is more closer to the range we were hoping to get. But 65 million pounds for Newcastle or for Nicholas Jackson is not a bad price at all. Newcastle United could look towards Nicholas Jackson if a move for Benjamin Sesko falls through, according to Matt Law. Nicholas Jackson is also thought to be of interest to Juventus, who are expected to enter the market for a striker if they can move on from Dusan Vlahovic, according to Matt Law. And I'm sure, yeah, they're going to want to get rid of Vlahovic. He's not worked out for them. He's been a big flop, if anything. Juve want to sell Vlahovic, and if they do, there's a very likelihood they will target Nicholas Jackson. Juve would be able to pay around 60 million pounds for a new striker. Chelsea valuations Jackson worth north of 60 million pounds, but he could go for less outside of the Premier League, according to Matt Law. So again, I was thinking maybe he goes for 45 million pounds, 50 million pounds. It's looking like he might even go for 60 million pounds. Nicholas Jackson is a slightly strange situation of being on a list for most clubs, but is nobody's number one target. That is true. Chelsea will sign a striker if Nicholas Jackson leaves, but I don't think he will, according to Bobby Vincent. Jackson had a few things to say as well about his future at Chelsea. He had this to say: I'm a Chelsea player. The future belongs to God. If there is a change, you will be aware. For the moment, I am focused on my preparation. He also said this in regards to competition. Competition? I have no competition. We're all here to help the club. Everyone has their role to play. I'm on a mission, and it's up to the coach to make his choices. I focus slowly on my work. And lastly, or two more tweets here, Chelsea could yet receive offers for Nicholas Jackson, though Enzo Maresca is currently planning to have him compete with Delap as a striker again, options, while leaning on Pedro's versatility across the attack. Nicholas Jackson is not a player Chelsea are actively trying to sell, but if they get a good proposal, he can leave this August. It's a concrete possibility. So lots of Nicholas Jackson there. Looks like he's on a few lists, but number 2 as a backup plan more than a priority for a lot of these clubs. But the prices are looking juicy, ladies and gents. The prices are looking pretty good of clubs willing to pay. And I think we can, if we negotiate, we could potentially get 70 million pounds for Nicholas Jackson, which is quite a price to get for a player that we only paid 35 million euros, 30 million euros. I always forget this price.
7 maybe?
Jackson transfer to Chelsea. Let's see. It was price. It was 32 million pounds.
Fair.
So to get more than double the amount that we paid for the player is insane. So that's some crazy good business if we manage to get it. I almost kind of want him to go now as a result of getting that much money. Before I was more on the side of like, if he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. But if we're gonna get 70 million pounds, or 65 million pounds for Jackson, I'd rip your hand off. What do you think, Scott?
No, I agree. Like with Jackson, I've said it before. I don't care whether he stays. I don't care whether he goes. I'm not actively looking to sell him because at the end of the day, he's gonna be third choice next season anyway. So it really doesn't matter. If you are going to sell him, it has to be for like 60 million plus, or maybe like 50 mil plus add-ons, obviously, that can get to 60 mil plus. Because like you look at a market for other strikers in terms of that have been touted around. I mean, I'm trying to think of some that have been like Sesko, for example. The price quoted for him, he got 14 goals last season.
Bro, that price. How much did the initial bid that Newcastle had for him was rejected, and that was
75. I don't know whether that was plus add-ons or it was either plus or including add-ons.
That's a crazy price for Sesko.
Yep.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm pretty sure you're right though.
Where's last season? Let me have a little look.
Okay.
Yeah, he got we got 13 goals in the league in 33 games.
I don't know if this is real.
He scored one less goal than Jackson did last season. Yikes. He scored, how many did Jackson get this season? 10 in the league. He scored 3 more goals than Jackson in this season when Jackson had a shit season. Yeah. Like overall season, according to a lot of people.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like Jackson's just such a better bargain. I'm seeing here, according to Touchline X or Kicker, I don't know what source this is. Take it with a pinch of salt, people. Apparently, United have submitted their first official offer for Sesko, 80 million euros. That's insane.
I just looked, by the way, as well. He's got. So, Jackson went on that crazy scoring like for the first half of the season.
Yes.
He got 9 goals.
Yeah.
Sesko got 8 in that same period.
Yeah, dude. It's like,
so that's what I'm saying. Like if the likes of Sesko and Ekatike, by the way, who like I understand Ekatike from a technical standpoint is more polished, but at the end of the day, he's a striker and like the currency for strikers is goals. He got 2 more goals this season than Jackson did last season. So a good Ekatike season and a good Jackson season is not really that different in terms of goals. Assists, I don't know. I can't obviously that. But yeah, goals, he got 16 and he went for 80 million. Like, I'm sorry, 60 million is a baseline.
Oh my God, yeah, I found it, Scott. Yeah, David Ornstein, Red Bull Leipzig view Newcastle offer from Benjamin Sesko as insufficient. Proposal of 75 million euros plus 5 millions.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's...
Wait a minute. after Rebel Leipzig asked interested clubs for 75 million plus add-ons plus a sell-on? Fucking Christ, dude. No wonder no one's going for this player. So you're asking me to pay 80 million euros and give you a sell-on clause. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Take a lap. What the fuck, dude? This to me, if I was another club, if I was fucking, I don't know, Newcastle, I'd rather just go for Jackson at that point. He's prem proven, he has had better. His season last season was better than Sesko's season this season. I don't think I'm incorrect in saying that. So he has potential.
Yeah, no, it was like
match the
numbers
output.
wise, it was.
Yeah, numbers wise. So you have a player that has the potential to match the output. He's played in the Premier League already, so you know what kind of player you can get. You know, a lot of the negativity around Sesko is coming from a lot of the loud media, the loud Chelsea fans that want to just keep harping on the fact that he got sent off twice, which I understand, not a good look, but like he's not. Yeah, man, bruh. I'll even give you a better bargain, like 65 million pounds. There you go. Give me 65 million pounds. You can have Jackson. Save your 10 million pounds for, I don't know, a fucking goalkeeper or some shit. Like, fucking Christ, man. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Chris Pursuit. Tesco is a 40 million euro player, and you bring him only if you have a first choice striker at the club. If you rely on him, you're cooked. I think so too. I don't think I've seen him play a few times. He's got phenomenal technique. Like, he can definitely shoot the ball, and he's great technically, but I don't know. He's never reached the heights. Like, yeah, I just don't think he's good enough to be asking for 80 million plus sell-on clause. That's just ridiculous to me. And I will also mention this. If Jackson were to leave, maybe that makes it so that we go for Omega, or we do something with that Omega. That Omega deal as a third choice.
No.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because
maybe there's something I forgot.
No, because I keep trying to explain to people this, right? It makes absolutely no sense to have 3 strikers, all of which could start for you in your squad. Like, it really makes no sense, to be honest. Like, I know people say it's happened before, and I understand that, but it makes no sense. The third choice striker in your team should be one of a youth player that you think can get some minutes here and there, kind of what we did with Shem, kind of what we were doing with Hiu, just, if we'd actually had someone in ahead of him. Or you use it for an old head who doesn't mind coming off having 10 minutes in a game to help see out a game, like we did with Giroud, like you had with, I'm trying to think of other examples. I'm trying to think of other examples in football. Then I'm struggling.
Not Benzema. Benzema didn't go through that.
But yeah, like you don't need a third. Like, if you're gonna go and get a third choice striker, like honestly, like I think Chris Pursuit said, like you might as well keep Fofana. Just keep Fofana, because like at the end of the day, people are like, oh, you have to have him. You have to have him. What if both first team strikers get injured? If both first team strikers get injured at the same time
last season.
Yeah, at the same time, that was a freak accident.
It was.
You don't plan for freak accidents, because what you end up having is a bloated squad where someone plays like 100 minutes. It may be less, and by January is pissed off and wants to leave because he's played 100 minutes.
Yeah.
And you spend money on that, which, like, yes, you can probably recoup, but again, it's just stupid. Like, it's just stupid.
I mean, with the amount of game time, I feel like there's plenty of minutes to go around, especially if
there's not for a third choice striker, Marshall. For a backup, yes. For a third choice striker, no. Because in the league, at least, people can use the Maresca thing earlier but there isn't a set first team squad. I'm telling you now, if João Pedro is playing well and scoring most weeks, he's playing 90% of the minutes.
Yeah.
The minutes he's not playing are the minutes where he needs rest, which Delap will play. So the only minutes the third choice striker is getting is potentially off the bench on those games Delap plays, when you want to give Pedro the full rest, when you're playing in the FA Cup in the first round against Barnsley. You're not paying for Omega 25-30 million on a player for that. It's the same reason why he who shall not be named number 17. It makes no sense from a what's it called, like a hierarchy point of view anyway. People are, oh, he's barely going to play. Cool. Why are you spending 30 million on him then? Why are you willfully spending money you don't need to spend
Voldemort,
like on players that are going to be third choice? That's stupid. That's daft.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I don't mind having 3 strikers as long as like the third one is someone who's going to be okay with being a third choice.
Yeah, like if we kept Hugh, that's a perfect third choice striker. That's fine. My thing is, like, if we're going to spend 25 mil on Omega to have him this summer, which he's going to play no minutes, you then want to flip him because he's not playing. He's not going to, like, you've just had a season of him doing nothing. That's why it makes sense of, like, that's, to be honest, why it makes sense. You either need to keep Jackson for a year as the third choice striker. Just because at least with him, like, there's a track record of him scoring in the Premier League. So, like, at least you can use that, even though this probably is the highest his value will potentially ever be, maybe. But also, who knows? Or, like I said, you go and get someone who's like 18 or 19, who's really not going to complain, but also because they've got a long runway, and you potentially have the opportunity of getting them game time in the future where they can then raise their value. So yeah, like, you either keep Hugh, but he's gone. Keep Fofana. If you don't want to do that, cool. Go and spend 5 million on getting some, like, random guy from the Turkish league or something. I don't know. Who you can flip for like 10 mil in a couple of years.
And we have plenty of links to those kind of players too. They're always out there. It's just random times coming out. I mean, look at there's I get it. Back to Jackson. It's, I don't know. I'm still leaning on, like, if these clubs actually want 65 and our evaluation's 85 or 80, we can get 70. I'm ripping your hand off. Like, that's such a good deal, especially considering what we just talked about with Sesko and all that. Like, oh my God, like, this market is cooked, and I'm kind of happy we did sign Pedro when we did.
Oh yes,
I can only imagine that price would be a lot higher now.
I don't know if the João Pedro price would be higher, I'll be honest. But just because, like, I think the difference with Brighton was where their team was at, and, like, you look at some of the players they've signed since he's left. Like, they had a ready-made replacement in the number 10, both shirt-wise and positionally speaking, in Ruta. They already had Welbeck. They signed that guy who we were also linked with, a Liverpool link with. What's his name? Simas, I think. The guy who was playing at Nuremberg last season, who he bro, that was funny as fuck. He'd scored like 10 goals in the before January for Nuremberg. Everyone was hyped about him. He played 6 games after January, by the way, or like 9 games, and got 3 goals. So yeah, so they've got him. He's come in. Obviously, they got Welbeck. They've got that other guy they signed. I don't know if he's a 10 or a winger. The other Greek guy, I can't remember his name, who they spent like 40 million on. So, like, I don't actually know if he would have been more expensive just because they had other guys to replace him already in the team. Whereas, like, with Leipzig, they don't have no one else. They just sold Poulsen. They've obviously got Openda, but they're going to need someone else behind him. Same with Simmons. They don't really have a ready-made replacement in the 10 as far as I'm aware. Again, I haven't really watched them too much like the last season to know who else plays. They got Nusa, he's a winger. That's kind of it.
That's also why they're trying to get Carney, right? Like, they're actually trying to convince Carney to come to Leipzig because they want to.
Yeah, which makes sense. But yeah, so, like, as I said, it might be slightly more expensive. I don't think it would have been that
like
like,
70 fucking
yeah.
million, the asking price. Yeah. Now it makes it look like João Pedro was a freaking bargain, especially after the Club World Cup. Time will tell with that one. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that third striker position. I don't mind giving Shimuheka that role. I don't think he's ready.
Actually, I don't care enough. Like, yeah, sure, give him that. Like, he's not ready to play minutes. I'll be honest. Like, unless he's significantly improved from last season, because he just looked. It wasn't his, like, physically speaking, he didn't look ready, like, for the men's game at all. But like, yeah, it's third choice striker. He's not going to play at all. So who cares?
The reason I worry about it, not really worry about it. We'll see how Maresca deploys a lot of these players. If you don't want to consider João Pedro a striker, which I don't think is the case,
he is a striker.
If one of our players were to get hurt, like say Delap, for example, gets an injury, then you're gonna put a lot of the burden of a heavy schedule on one striker. Whereas if you have a third striker, you can rotate that striker in. But this is a weird case for Chelsea specifically because we don't have just two strikers. On paper, sure, you can put down Delap and Jackson as the strikers, but Pedro can play the striker. He played a striker in the PSG final. We have Neto that also is available to play that position if need be. He's not the best, but if need be. If we don't move on Nkunku, technically he can also play in that position. So it's not like we need a third striker. So I kind of see what you're saying as well.
Yeah, we don't need one. Like, you can't plan when it comes to injuries. You cannot plan for every eventuality. Injuries happen, unfortunately. So you just kind of like have to ride with the punches. And ultimately, like I said, whoever is scoring the most goals as striker is going to play most of the games. I know there's this idea of multiple rotation, this, that, and the other. Like, that didn't happen in the Club World Cup.
You also want to keep
the moment João Pedro came in, he played every game, didn't he?
Yeah. Had substitute minutes when he came on against...
He came on against Palmeiras for substitute minutes because he literally joined a few days ago and then started the next two games.
Yep. That's pretty much exactly
at striker. Didn't play anywhere else. And when Delap came on, they didn't play together. So, like, number one, he is a striker. Just putting that out there. Number two, it looks like he's going to be the starter. If he's not, if it's Delap, cool. But that's just what happens. Like, most teams do that. The only team that didn't really do that was City with Marmoush and Alvarez and with Haaland and Alvarez and Haaland and Marmoush. But that's because both Marmoush and Alvarez could play other positions, and also because you weren't taking Haaland out of that team. And on a side note as well, the other players they had just sucked. In attack, like you could quite clearly tell that Alvarez when he was here and then Marmoush were the second best attacker. So,
Ujan?
What's his name? Richards Whisper. Bro, I keep forgetting he's a player. You know,
I forgot about Whisper. Holy shit! Yeah, you're right. That is also a thing. I don't know what's happening to that player. That player got an ACL last I checked.
Sweet nothing. That's what's happening with him. Sweet
fucking quiet as shit. Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll. He had a long-term injury. Yeah, I think it was his knee. He did his knee in Quiz Pursuit. All right. Let's go on to the final two topics, goalkeeper-related stuff. So I'm sure that'll be fun. But yeah. Smash up those likes, people. We're almost at 50. Let's get to 50 likes. That'd be fantastic for the stream. And then, we'll try to close out the show then. So the first little goalkeeper story that I kind of just wanted to bring up. I feel like this is old news technically. It's about a week old, but never had a chance to really talk about it. So I figured I might as well bring it up. Donnarumma not coming to Chelsea, pretty much.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. There was rumors, but yeah, surprise. So Yeah, breaking. A meeting will be held this week to finalize Gianluigi Donnarumma's departure. PSG have opened the door to negotiations with a foreign club. Chelsea FC and Galatasaray are among the most interested, according to Sasha Tavaleri. We also have here from Matt Law. This was on the 28th of July, so about last week. Despite reports in France, Chelsea are not currently among the clubs interested in signing Gianluigi Donnarumma from PSG. Chelsea are not currently among the clubs interested in signing Donnarumma. Fabrizio also confirming here July 30th. No talks ongoing at this stage between Gianluigi Donnarumma, Man United, and Chelsea. Nothing concrete ongoing despite reports. And then 31st, Gianluigi Donnarumma, according to Fabrizio Hawkins, has been offered a huge deal by PSG that no other club can match. He's happy in Paris and isn't looking to push for an exit anytime soon. So, yeah, it looks like he may get another deal. Is he an upgrade on Sanchez? Yes, of course he is. But is he the profile that I would go for? No. I'd rather go for Maignan. And if you're going to put money towards Donnarumma, something tells me it's going to be worth more, or it's going to cost you more than it would have Maignan. So you might have as well just paid the money for Maignan. I think Donnarumma's a better shot stopper than Maignan, but playing out of the box or playing from the back, I think that's Magnan's wheelhouse, and that's something that Maresca desperately needs. Like, unless by some reason with this new system we've unlocked, Robert Sanchez being able to boot the ball at the field and someone actually meeting it and doing something with it, like
you don't actually believe that, do you?
No, I do believe the new system does. No, not even. It's not even the system.
There we go.
Well, part of it. Like, I do believe
it's not a system thing. It's a personnel thing. It's because the strikers we have are different, and like, I'll be honest, statistically speaking, I didn't even realize it doesn't actually change all that much. Like, I had a look. His long kicking is better slightly, but it's like proper minuscule.
Much, yeah. It's not
like he still kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not like 20% up to like 75%. It's more like 20% to maybe like 35, 45, 40% more completed. Yeah, it's an improvement, but not a big one. Like, the reason I was saying what I was saying with like the system and all that stuff, and you know what, I might as well move on to the final topic because this leads us to more stuff about Chelsea's current goalkeeper choices. So just to get people up to speed with what's happening with Penders is essentially going on loan to Strasbourg. It's kind of been confirmed, but not. Like, it kind of went under the radar. I think there's a few things still happening on Penders' end with the medical that is preventing this from being like a here we go already, but it's essentially going to happen. So Chelsea 3 loan deals to Strasbourg loans, Chelsea 3 loan deals to Strasbourg, loan deals for 25-26. Aaron Elsamino to Strasbourg is off. Mamadou Sarr is happening. Kendry Paez and Mike Penders happening very soon. Mike Penders will join Strasbourg on Monday for training camp. He's expected to be the #1 goalkeeper next season, according to Cyril Olives on July 23rd. Don't think it's happened, though. All former steps are completed for Mike Penders to leave Chelsea on a loan. Strasbourg up next, Kendry Paez. July 12th, we had here that Chelsea believe Penders might be ready to be the first choice goalkeeper after 2 to 3 years. Chelsea feel Jorgensen will improve significantly, and that Robert Sanchez has been doing well and making some outstanding stops, according to Ben Jacobs on Goldberg.
Okay, mate.
I don't know about that. We'll see. Liam Rossignol on Penders' arrival. I spoke with him. Everything's signed. He'll join us in Austria on Monday. Okay, so it is done. For me, Mike is one of the most promising young goalkeepers in the world at the age of 19. So on Sanchez here from Nazar Cancella. Chelsea will continue to work with Sanchez, who is statistically exceptional in all areas except one. Mistakes leading to goal.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Cut some of those out, and the club believe they already have a top goalkeeper. Okay.
Fuck off.
So at least Sarcasm admits one thing, that it's exceptional. It's all areas except mistakes leading to.
Except, you know, like the
goals.
most important one.
Chelsea are more than happy with their current goalkeeper options, according to Bobby Vincent. That came out 2 days ago, ladies and gents. So on what I was saying before about potentially maybe the system getting more out of Sanchez, the reason I say that is because I have a hard time believing, Scott, that all of a sudden in one game, the highest stakes game he's had in his Chelsea career, that this man didn't take some type of performance enhancing drug.
Oh, he definitely did, bro.
To just
100%.
be able to pass and have the game he had, which if that Robert Sanchez was there all season, we wouldn't be having this discussion and this like polarization on Rob Sanchez. It's the fact that
he's shit.
He hasn't been that level all season. Like
No. Forget Marshall. Sorry, forget this season. He has never been that level in his career.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah,
never
pretty
shown
much.
the level that he showed in that game against PSG. Not once, ever.
Yeah. So that was like almost a different goalkeeper we saw. If that goalkeeper was the one for the most part, right? I'm not even saying every single game. If that goalkeeper was there for the most part, and I'm looking particularly at the passing, right? If that keeper was there for most of last season, you won't see me complain about getting rid of Sanchez and shit. I'll easily stand here and tell you like, no, he's fine. We don't need to move on from him. But the fact that I only saw it once and it was that one game, part of me wants to say that maybe it has something to do with the system, right? And the reason I say this, it's in part with the personnel thing that you're saying. The reason I want to say that is because when I did watch the game, you look at the long passes he had to the wings and the wide areas, it was always Neto threw on goal, or Malagusto threw on goal, or Cole Palmer threw on goal, like into open space where they can run at it, and it was a good pass. And he can get it, he can ping it accurate enough to where like it can be in front of the player and it won't, like, sometimes he'll miss or go, you know, for a throw in and stuff, but that does happen to any goalkeeper, not just him. But he had those passes in his locker, which I don't recall him having any of those type of passes, or even maybe even attempting those passes when we played in the Premier League.
He attempted a bunch of them. He was never successful. That's why he had a 20% or 30% long pass success rate most games.
Yeah. Listen, the shot stopping from Sanchez, I'm just saying that one's fine. Like I have no worries on Sanchez's shot passing. It's passing from the back.
Sorry, because so I just have to address this because this absolute moron was trying to compare this, trying to get me to comment about this. Because conceding in a preseason friendly means absolutely everything in football, and it's comparable to conceding goals in the Premier League week on week. You dumb fuck.
You know what's funny? I don't even entertain that one because I saw the agendas come out on that, and I was like, listen, as much as
because the players that played in the 4-1, I think it was long.
Max, you have an agenda on.
Do you remember when we got battered by Celtic in preseason? Because that made a difference to the season we had, didn't it? Because all the players performed exactly the same when they got to the league. Oh no, wait, it didn't matter because it was fucking preseason.
Yeah. So with the Georgie Petrovic thing, it's just pure agenda. People just have an out for Georgie Petrovic. And listen, it was one.
It's not even agenda; it's actual retardation. Like it's lack of genuine comprehension.
Listen, even the whole Gyökeres thing, I've not even been shameless enough to be like, oh, he's horrible. Look at that. What, 2 touches in 22 minutes or whatever the fuck it was. Like, I don't care enough. Like, it's a preseason game. Let's see what happens when he actually plays more games, when he's like used to the team or the defenders he has in front of him. And I'm talking about Petrovic in this instance, so on and so forth. Like, let's see what happens. You can't judge based off of one preseason game. It's really
no, if you actually can, because it
really
just makes sense in his mind somehow.
It's not double standards. It's just being ridiculous. Like we've seen Sanchez. I don't think anyone has criticized Sanchez in preseason ever on this channel.
Nope. I criticized him in league play.
Yeah. All of our criticism always comes from league play. Like, ever since that Arsenal fumble with Pochettino, we've seen multiple
Bro,
errors
it's multiple.
like that.
It's multiple. He led the league last season. He was the joint leader on errors leading to goals. The only other person who got the same amount, the only other person, by the way, who got the same amount was dropped halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And played for a relegated. And played for a relegated team.
No one is saying goalkeepers don't make errors, right?
And also trying to compare what Sanchez was doing last season in a Maresca system and what Petrovic was doing in a Poch system when there was no defense and the entire defense was shit. Again, trying to compare that is retarded. It's stupid. But that makes sense because you're retarded.
Even then, in that time, I think Petrovic had maybe made like 2 errors in that half of the season. Whereas
I don't remember.
We saw it was like 2 or 3 errors. Like
I'll be honest,
wasn't that great. But what I'm trying to get at is that we weren't that great, right? Defensively, I understand that. Petrovic wasn't in his best form towards the end of the Poch season, where he made maybe I'll even give Axe the benefit of the doubt here. I'll say he made 3 errors, right? I'm pretty sure Sanchez, when he was playing in the first half of the season before his injury,
made 3 errors
also made 3 errors as well. So it's like, we've seen him make multiple errors. Now, Petrovic goes on to, and we'll see what happens this season, right? Because I'm judging Petrovic last season, not based off of one game. I'm doing it based off of the season he had, which is what I'm going to do this season when he's at Bournemouth as well. It's not double standards. It's actually being fair. What you're doing is called bias. So back to Penders, back to Donnarumma and this whole thing with the system and Sanchez. I think what does benefit Sanchez as well is, unlike Jackson, we actually have a striker that when you do a long ball pass up the middle of the pitch, Liam Delap, João Pedro can actually control it or get in the air, head it down and control it, unlike Jackson. So maybe that actually helps him out a bit. The passes from the back, I don't know. I don't think he's improved on it, but maybe he has. I'm not going to keep my opinion on that closed-minded, but that's why I was saying before, maybe Maresca's finally figured out a system that will benefit from, maybe hide the deficiencies from, Sanchez's ability to pass from the back. But time will tell with that one. I don't know if you believe that, Scott.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that last bit.
It's okay. It's just, maybe Maresca has figured out some methods and styles of play that hide the passing from the back deficiencies we have with Robert Sanchez.
I doubt it, because ultimately,
also with the strikers we have that can actually,
not necessarily that. It's more of a case of this system. You have to have that passing from the back. Wouldn't have been able to get rid of that. You just got to hope that Sanchez is less retarded this season and less of a moron. And you hope that having João Pedro and Delap helps. Whether it will or not remains to be seen ultimately, because we haven't had most of the season and we don't know whether the Club World Cup final was an anomaly or what we expect to see from now on. It's been an entire anomaly based on everything else we've seen for the rest of his footballing career in totality. So we just have to wait and see. At the end of the day, I want him to play well, because if he plays well, Chelsea play well. I just know I know what I expect from him, which is to him not play well, because I've seen at least 2 years at Chelsea. He also wasn't great that last season at Brighton before he got dropped. So
he was good the season before that under Graham Potter. I know that.
Yeah, he was good under Graham Potter. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. If he plays well, then no one's going to care ultimately. But I don't expect him to.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see. Time will tell. Like I said, I think I'm correct in saying this. If we see a continuation of that Club World Cup final throughout the course of the season, even if he makes a few errors here and there, I think most of us will probably change our tune on Robert Sanchez and admit that, okay, maybe he is actually getting better and we might not need to necessarily prioritize getting a goalkeeper. Is that fair, Scott?
No, we still need better. Like,
even if he continues the form for the most part, like,
he'd have to show it. No. He'd have to show it across.
Season.
Yeah, he'd have to show it across a whole season because, like,
yeah,
ultimately his ceiling as a player is still nowhere near good enough for what Chelsea want, and ultimately that's what like Chelsea should be looking to do. We should be looking to always get better. So like, next summer, for example, or even in January, if Maignan is still on the table, go and get him. Yeah, go and get him. Like that should be something we do. Or like the other best case scenario, and like I said, I'll probably try and watch some Strasbourg games. Like we just have to hope Penders is the second coming of Courtois and like does bits and has a Petrovic last season or Donnarumma last season kind of level of performance across the season. So then he's in a position where he can play for us, because that's kind of what I think that's the only way I see Sanchez not playing for us is if that happens. Yeah, outside of that, I don't really see any other way of Sanchez not being our number one for at least another couple of years. Unfortunately.
It does sound kind of depressing. Listen, I'm hopeful that maybe he improves this season, because I'll even admit it, the last 10 games of the season, I didn't have too much to complain about with him, other than some games where the passing was horrible.
Passing just sucked all the time.
Yeah, but he wasn't making as many errors like he was in the beginning of the season. So there was an improvement there. And if that means that, like, if that final is a result of like a continual improvement, then if he improves off of that, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, Sanchez, I was wrong about you. I just need to be patient. Don't think that'll be the case. I'm not convinced.
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath either. I'm not convinced with Sanchez just yet. But I will admit that he has improved, in my opinion.
I disagree.
Yeah, I figured you would.
No, I just disagree in terms of, like, the reason I say that is because I don't think he has improved in terms of improvement. To me, is a long-term thing. Like, it's not something that just like, just because he performed in that one game doesn't mean he has improved, because everyone has, you know, off games, and everyone has like games where they just perform. Like, you might be a shit player, and just have a game, like have the game of your life. Doesn't mean you've improved as a player. Like we saw Mudryk have those games. I wouldn't say Mudryk improved massively. Like, there were certain elements that improved a little bit, but didn't improve massively. So that's where I say, like, if he can show that across the whole season, especially the passing stuff, then I'll say he's improved. Right now, no. You had a very, very good game in the final. That's it.
I'm looking at more than just the final. I'm looking at, like I said, those last 10 games of the season, where it was a dire difference from those last 2 games of the season versus the beginning of the season, where it was blatant errors. I also don't disagree completely with what you're saying either, because to a degree, I do feel like Sanchez is also a confidence player, and his confidence scares me. I'll be so real. But he's the type of confidence player that when he's confident, the hesitation doesn't happen, the errors don't happen as much. But he's also so confident that he's willing to do stupid shit confidently. So he's not the brightest batch in the bulb either. But who knows?
Oh, you can tell that. He plays everything like he's missing a couple of chromosomes.
He's not very smart. But who knows? If he continues in that confidence and we see more consistency and less errors, even improvement on the passing. You know, I don't want to see 0 out of 12, 0 out of 15, which, like, for me was like a norm with him. I want to see more like 5 out of 12, 7 out of 15, like more completed passes. Then I agree. Like, we'll definitely have a discussion about, you've probably improved now as a keeper now. And maybe we can just hold off until Penders is ready if he is the next coming of Peter Cech or Courtois. Courtois was the one that was touted. We'll see. Time will tell
Because
with
he's
that.
Belgian and came from the same club. That's fucking funny. I can't lie.
He's also tall as shit, though. He's probably as tall as Courtois. I never realized how big Courtois was. Until recently. And you look at Penders in all those pictures. That motherfucker's tall as shit. He's taller than Sanchez.
How tall is this thingy?
Penders is like 6'2", I think.
No, he's taller than that. I think so, anyway. Mike Penders is 6'7".
Fucking Christ! This guy's a
he's the same height as Courtois.
That's you guys. How tall is Donnarumma?
6'4".
He's taller than Donnarumma is fucking tall, bro. 6'5".
Jesus Christ.
Penders is fucking tall as shit, dude. And we've seen Donnarumma in between the posts. Like Donnarumma shot stopping ability. He's got a reach. He's tall.
Yeah, Sanchez is taller than Donnarumma by an inch. He doesn't look it, or doesn't always use his height, I should say.
Yeah, he doesn't look it. That's actually true. Yeah, but yeah, freaking Penders is that guy is fucking a mutant. He's fucking tall as shit. So we'll see. I am gonna be watching Strasbourg games specifically to watch Penders, because one thing about Strasbourg last season, the reason Petrovic was player of the season for them is because Petrovic was such a huge part.
No, shit, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Petrovic was a huge part of the system, and Petrovic also hid a lot of the deficiencies that defense had, which is, by the way, why I wasn't that moved on Dou Sarr, because the amount of shots that Strasbourg were conceding last season, maybe it's the league, I don't know, but the amount of shots Strasbourg were conceding last season, I was shocked. As like Petrovic really had to save him a bunch of times. So Penders has some big shoes to fill, in my opinion.
Again, no shit, man. I don't know what we're talking about.
We'll see. If Petrovic lives up to that, or Penders lives up to that, then I think we have.
That's what I expect. Ultimately,
conversations to have.
That's the level I expect. Ultimately,
yeah.
And I hope he does it. Like, because if he does it, I mean, good things for Strasbourg. That's been good thing for us. But that's what I expect.
For Chelsea, big time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I expect.
So yeah, players to look for on Strasbourg: Payet and Penders for sure. And then we'll see about the other players that could potentially be going there. Dou Sarr might be one to look at as well. But all right, ladies and gents, we're all wrapped up here. We're all done. Big up to every single one of you. Here is the raid message. You're going to raid out to, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I'm raiding out to, I just had it. It wasn't Sarcasm City. It was, oh, is he not live anymore? Wait, hold on. No, I think he's live. I'm going to just double check. I think we're gonna raid out to Jacob, because he's my friend. That's why, and he's probably sad about Heung-Min's son. So he's probably sad about Heung-Min's son. So you can go there and remind him. You know, have fun with that one. So yeah, big up to every single one of you. Like I said, smash up the like button, smash up the icons, smash up the subscribe. Let's get to 5K subscribers. And big up to every single one of you. We appreciate you guys for joining us in today's Casually Chelsea show. I know it wasn't action-packed, filled with news, but it was a slow news week, so we deal with the punches that we are given. Check out the links in the description as well for more content, as well as other people's pages on there and all that fun stuff that you can catch some of our panelists on. And also leave a comment down below also if you're watching this in the future. Bear with me as I'm looking for a little bit of an update here with our memberships. So okay, cool, I got it. So yeah, ladies and gents, big shout out to all of our members. If you haven't already done so, check out the memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and we have a nice list of new members as well, so big up to every single one of you. But if you're a proper casual and higher tiered member, you get shout outs at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to Not Yandu, Morning Zombie, Mo Beta, JB's, Gabriel Mejia, Lanray Sadiq, Daniel, A. Solomon, Dark, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys. We appreciate the support every single time. We'll be back again next week. Maybe on Wednesday the 13th. So channel's taking a break. We'll probably have some pre-recorded content. We have the receipt stream from 2 days ago, and we have the Casually Awards show from yesterday for you guys to enjoy and watch that on your leisure time. I won't be covering reactions to the friendlies, obviously, because I'll be away. So go and check out RSM TV or the Bridge Nation or any of the channels below for that content. But yeah, that being said, ladies and gents, we're going to raid out to Jacob Wolverine, copy and paste the red message, let them know where you're coming from. And until next time, stay casual. Peace.